Howdy, howdy, and welcome to My Bloody Judy with your final forgets, myself, Zachary Patton Garcia.
And Ian Carlos Crawford.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Scream 7. We're here to talk about, obviously. Oh my gosh, it feels. You know what's weird is that this movie, like, came. It took forever to come, and then when it came, it felt like it just happened all of a sudden.
Yeah. I mean, they did up the promo a little bit towards the release
Oh,
date,
they
but
updated it a lot. They, like, really went full force with it for the last couple weeks.
I don't know.
Did
I
you
feel like it
not
was
see
only
all that?
like, I don't know. I
Hmm.
feel like it was only like the last like 2 weeks, maybe.
Oh my goodness, our theaters are like full of just like posters, giant posters, the damn knife, like
I mean,
little
yeah.
Sandy and everything. And then I've just been seeing it all over social media. So I don't know,
Um,
maybe we're just seeing different things.
yeah. But all right. I want you to guess what you thought because I think I know what you thought.
Mm. Well, we have to guess what each other thought about the movie. Oh goodness. See, I probably should have thought about this one a little bit more because I don't know what you would have thought about it.
Oh, I like
You didn't
assumed you
sound
already
you
thought
didn't
about it,
sound super like excited about it when you told me you'd watched it. So maybe you're sitting kind of in the middle about it.
but also I was trying to not react because I wanted us to do
Okay.
this.
Okay. You loved it, but it's not in your top 3, but you did love
Um, I don't know that I loved it.
it. Okay.
It's the bottom of my, it's the very bottom of my ranking. It's
Oh,
my
it's the
last.
bottom.
Yeah. I didn't hate it,
Hmm.
but I didn't love it. I don't know that I think it was good per
Yeah.
se, but I didn't hate it. I think some of the reviews are a little bit overdoing it with the hate. Like I didn't hate it like that. I didn't
Hmm.
hate it. But when it's compared to other Scream movies, I don't think it holds up as well.
Okay.
And I think it felt like a movie that had 1,000 rewrites and that went through a lot of issues of like,
Yeah.
oh, these people are in charge. Now these people are in
Which is
charge. Now these
strange
people.
because they had a lot of time to put this together, you know.
And
So,
like Scream 4 had that issue, but I don't think you feel it in Scream 4.
hmm
Just Scream 4 did have a bunch of like
I think
rewrites
Scream
and
4
whatever.
also has the benefit of being removed from its time because at the time it did not get, it wasn't like that highly reviewed, I don't think. I don't think
No, it
like it
wasn't.
was, yeah, people were trashing
Yeah,
it
but I
for
loved
that.
that immediately. Like I remember
Yeah.
leaving the theater and being like,
Hmm.
I fucking loved that. I saw it. I told you,
Okay.
it's the Scream movie I've seen the most in theaters. Um, I think you probably felt the same way, but maybe
Hmm.
liked it a little bit more than I did.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I do think I loved it. I still think like I hold my sort of bias that at least to me, there's not really a bad Scream movie. Like even this, I would say is bland over bad.
But
Um,
yes, I mean, I agree with that, but I think bland is,
it can be, but it wasn't boring. So my criteria is like if something bores the hell out of me, then it's irredeemable. And this one is it's definitely going to be a rewatch for me. So it's in rotation. Uh, So, if you're not planning on seeing the movie, we are going to recap it and throw our reviews in as we kind of recap it. And so we might as well just start that way. Just go ahead and get started, right? We open with the Mocker House. There's a couple they are showing up to the Mocker House to do this sort of like the Mocker House experience. It's like an Airbnb thing. If you've ever kept
which is
track of
real,
the
right?
actual house, yeah, they do that. They have like groups of fans come in and you can go in and take pictures. And like around Halloween time, I think they even like play Scream. Um, and so it's like kind of mirroring real life a little bit. But this one, we take into context the murders are all real, and they've completely decked it out with the murder spots are all like outlined, and you've got murder props and not really like Richie's museum, right?
Yeah,
But
right.
more like I,
I
I was
mean,
trying to look at the props, and I think they're more stab movie props, is what they have displayed.
yeah, but
Mhm.
the like
They
next
have
to
like
that
placards, yeah.
like this is where Liv was shot
Yes.
is
Yeah,
like yeah,
I've read that one. I was like, and they were like really zoomed in on that one too.
yeah.
Yes. The couple that goes in, they're Scott and Madison, and Scott is played by Jimmy Tatro of YouTube fame. We knew this was going to be the opening. Anyway, oh yeah, let me finish the recap real quick. Okay, so they go in there, they kind of like, mosey around, and then pretty quickly, they are murdered by Ghostface, of course. And so I don't know. What do you think about? So I've decided that I cannot rank the Scream movies because they just change so often, based
For
on
you,
like which
yes.
one I'm so excited to watch. But I think I can rank the openings pretty well. And I think I would say openings one, I would do two, then six, probably this one, four, and wait, we're missing five.
Three
Five,
is
four,
is
three.
cut.
5, 4, 3. Yes.
Oof.
Oh, I hate the opening
Um,
of three.
I think I would do one, five, two,
Okay.
three, six, seven, four.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yes,
don't
that's
like the
exactly what I
opening
would
of
do.
four
Yeah.
either. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think of this whole
I
opening?
thought this opening sucked. I thought this
Yeah.
opening really sucked.
Okay.
I think it sucked even more because like it goes for me it goes by quick, which I actually
Hmm.
just talked to someone today who thought it was too slow. But I think it goes too fast and everything we saw in the trailer it felt like
Hmm.
aside from them like driving up
Yeah.
um like the fake out and like we saw all that and it started the first of a few really bad CGI kills that I hate that took me fully out of them. When he gets stabbed in the side of the head, I was like, what?
It has that weird blend of like looks really like kind of painful because of the temple, but then like the eyes kind of mess it up,
And
right? It's
I
like
get it, right?
yeah.
If you technically, if you are, it would fuck up
Hmm.
your eye, right?
Hmm.
But it just looked goofy. And it also feels too unscream-like because I know Ghostface is always strong, but it felt more Michael Myers strength than Ghostface strength. That he, because like that's your skull. A human
I kind
can't.
of buy that those because those are hunting knives, so I kind of like buy that that knife
No, I
could
didn't buy it.
do
I thought it
damage.
looked. It looked like me being like,
Hmm.
oop, I'm putting it in my head. Like that's what it looked like to me. And I like visibly, I like actively rolled my eyes a few times during this movie,
I
and
did
that
too.
kill. Yeah.
I didn't at that though. I think I was okay with that. It was fine. It was whatever. I think in the second one he gets stabbed in the side of the head as well, right? But his eyes don't do like that whole thing. I think if they had just left the eye bit
No, but
out
in the
of it,
second one, it's in his ear because he like puts his ear to the.
same positioning of the fucking head.
Okay, but
Like
like
he
you
could
have a
have been
hole
there.
there.
Anyway, what I'm saying is they could have just left the eye bit out, and I think it would have like read a little bit better. Um, but I don't know. There was something about the opening that I do like. I think that when I was going into it, I was already sort of expecting that this was going to be a nostalgia burner where we were going to burn down all this nostalgia because they go in through the entire trailer. It's like, we're burning it all down, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, last bit of the Mocker house. We've got everything in here, right? We've got our history. Let's burn the shit down. Whatever you want to do, this is our nostalgia feel. And let
Eight's
this
gonna be
be
them
it.
rebuilding it.
Let this be it. Because I'm very over the nostalgia. And I never thought I would say that, right? Um, and it's just, I don't know. There's just something missing in some of these openings where you just don't care about anybody there. You really don't care. Like, they're gonna die. You know how this whole setup is going, and I don't know. There's not doesn't really feel like any surprise anymore. And where's the celebrities? Where's Tori Spelling? Tori Spelling showing up and being killed would have been A plus plus chef's kiss. Complete shocker. It doesn't feel like we have any shock anymore.
Yes, I agree with that. Because even and I know you said you don't like three, but even in
Hmm.
three, at least it's a character we know. So
Yep.
it's like, oh, okay, like even if it's not a celebrity, if it's a character we know, or like, I mean, Jenna Ortega killed it, and she
Mm.
wasn't a celebrity at that point, and she wasn't a like character we knew. But I do think her opening is fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't feel like a Scream opening. Um, we got our first of I think it happens a few times where they do the Michael Myers fade in and out and just look like bad
No, I
CGI.
like it. Oh,
I
no.
hated
You mean
that.
when the light like just kind of illuminates them a little bit? Ian, I
It
think that
looked
was probably my
so
fast no, because I think that
CGI.
Ghostface feels just like I don't know. He feels scarier in this one, and I don't think Ghostface can necessarily be scary anymore. I don't know. I feel like
Oh,
slashers are
really?
not
You
just
thought
not.
this one was
I
scary?
thought he was scarier than in the last two. The last two, he's just like out there. He's always just out there. He's never really like hidden or anything like that. And I did really appreciate that they like kept him hidden and they would have him kind of like just a glimpse of the mask behind a shadow or behind a plastic film or something. I really appreciated that. Um,
I
And
felt like this one had no scares or tension at all.
Hmm. Well, and I also felt that this ghost face is a return to like chaos ghost face where like these chases, at least in this opening, are pretty chaotic. Like there's a lot of stumbling ghost faces falling around everywhere, throwing things. Like I missed that because that's so like a staple of those first few, right? He was doing that. Come on, Ian.
He was Mike. No, he was Michael Myers in this one, and that's why I didn't like it.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna fight you on that. This
Literally, that's what
opening.
me and my friend that saw it, we both were like, yeah, he didn't really like get treated like a human in this where he can get knocked over. This felt
He was
like
getting knocked
he's
all
constantly
around this
going.
opening. Yeah, he was getting knocked around this opening. You might need to go see it again and then like
She fought back,
refresh.
which I was glad. I was glad
Yeah.
that like, okay, well, at least she's fighting back. But her kicks
Mhm.
never affected him. He just kept going. Every time she like kicked him, he didn't fall and get knocked over.
See,
He
no,
like,
I did like this, and I liked her fighting back, and I
yeah,
liked
no,
the
I
chase
do
in
like
this.
her
I thought
fighting
the
back.
chase in
Yes.
this worked really well. It was very CC Cooper, just not as long, not as like drawn out.
I think if they had gone on longer, because I mean, like, I don't know her, I don't know that
Mhm.
actress. She wasn't a character related to anyone, but I did think that they did a good job with her putting up a fight, and I wish
Yeah.
they had gone a little bit longer with that because I felt like because she was smart and it's like, well, he just murdered my boyfriend, I'm gonna run because like, what else are you gonna do?
Mhm.
She didn't just stand there screaming. I was like, oh fuck yeah, okay, I'm gonna like
Yeah.
her
She was
chase
running
scene, and then it
fast
ended a little
too.
too quick. Yeah,
It did end too quick. She was running fast, and I don't know. I feel like maybe they should have gone outside or something. Like they should have gone into that. Like, or maybe if we're gonna, because if we're doing nostalgia and we're running around the Mocker house again, then run through the bedrooms like Sydney did, right? Like get
yeah.
that sort of like maze of
I
the
thought we were
house.
gonna get
I
that.
We should
Yeah,
have got something like that. I don't know, budgetary restraints, I guess. But it was fine. It was good. I did like her a lot. I think she deserved a little bit more because it did just seem like she was, you know
yeah.
pissy little girlfriend who is just not happy to be there, and then she's right at the end, right? And I don't know, she was more engaging than Jimmy Tatro is. So, yeah, she falls, she gets stabbed, and I thought it was gonna be that, and I do think her death is pretty fucking gnarly, where he like sets her fucking ablaze, sets her on fire. She like makes mention of that a little bit earlier and says she'd hate to be set on fire, and I don't know, that made me cringe a little bit. I was like, "Ah, that hurts, you
I mean,
know.
I did think that was like pretty
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, that was like pretty
Mm.
rough because like I don't know, that's like
Yeah.
more of a suffering death than like
Well, I thought the opening was going to set the tone for the rest of it. It's like we are burning down nostalgia, and we don't do that.
sure
So
don't.
we do not, because we go to title card. Title card's pretty nice and nostalgic, and then we go straight into, and this is where I gave my biggest eye roll, straight into a repeat of Billy going into Sydney's
I could
window.
not believe we were doing this again. I could not believe we
We've
were
done
doing this
it. We've
again.
done it. We have done the repeat of this. We've done the callback to this scene already. And the
Five
fact that
did
he
this
was
already.
the fact that, well, I think four did it too, right? A little bit because Sydney
Oh yeah,
walks in on Jill. It's been
right.
done, and he comes in and he's fucking. I don't know. He's weird. I don't like him anyway. I don't like the boyfriend. Um, and I don't know, Sydney's daughter Tatum and her new boyfriend have this like little makeout session, and then Sydney comes walking in, and we get their mother-daughter dynamic, and she's like, no boys climbing through your window, and Tatum's a little bit upset about it. She's like, why do you always have to like stomp on my fun? And Sydney walks the boyfriend out the front door. It's just like I don't know why we're repeating this scene line by line, by the way, just with the in play like putting in place stab instead of the Exorcist. Why? Why are we doing that?
Also, so
Mhm.
nothing was charming about any of this. Like nothing. And like these a lot of these new characters were like devoid of charm. Like they
Yeah.
just felt like
They didn't have any
so flat.
character.
That boyfriend, I could not have told you anything about him.
He gets hit with a laptop later
Yeah.
on. That's
Um, and like I felt like it was so obvious what they were doing with that.
Mhm.
And so I knew he couldn't be the killer because I was like, oh, they're gonna make us think that he's the killer, but he can't be because we can't actually like be that hacky.
Mhm.
Because we just did the boyfriend. That was five.
Yeah.
We just did the boyfriend again. Um, and he just felt like a full-on mislead, and it was like, okay, but we need to give him some character.
Yeah, and it's not the actors because I think all of the actors like did their
Right. They
jobs.
just
It's
didn't
just like
give
there's
them.
not really anything to read off of.
Mm-mm.
There's no real personality here, and I wasn't sure what we were supposed to because I guess the boyfriend was just there to be the red herring, and so if you're doing that with him, then the only thing I'm there to read off of him was that he can maybe a little bit creepy,
Yeah.
and why is he repeating these things? But why does she like him so much? Why do they have these little moments? Why are they like I don't know.
And Sydney seemed to like hate him.
She did, and why? What's the
Yeah,
history there? Because I feel like
exactly.
with jumping back into Sydney's story, right? So like this is our first glimpse of Sydney back in this movie, and it's the mother daughter like setup that we knew was coming. They aged up the daughter. So I think she was born right before four, which I see a lot of criticism about, but I can buy it. Like Sydney can be
Okay.
private and just yeah,
Yes.
doesn't
I
do
fully
anything.
buy that she would come to town and not be talking about her
She's not gonna
private
fucking
life.
talk about her fucking daughter, especially in Woodsboro. You're
No.
crazy.
No.
Hmm.
And like I know enough people that like already do like I feel like
Yeah.
you could have a secret child and just never have told me. Like, I don't know. I know enough people that do
You
that
know
shit.
what? Possibly. But I feel like we said in I don't know if it was a prediction, but it was a trailer reaction, and we did some predictions in it, right? And we said Sydney's either gonna have her kids hyper prepared or not prepared at all, and they go the not prepared at all route. And it's fun when it starts out, right? Like this is good. This is good stuff. And I like the setup with them is that Tatum even asked the question. They have a whole conversation about sex here. And Tatum's like, we haven't had sex yet. I don't know if I'm ready. And Sydney's like, if you're asking, you're not. And she's like, well, did that really happen to you the way it happened in Stab? And Sydney, like, I love all that shit. I'm like, okay, well, this is really interesting. We're like getting, keeping, you didn't like that.
I fucking hated it. It felt like these were
Mm,
two characters that are talking for the first time ever. I was like,
did feel
why
that
are we
way.
having this conversation now?
Yeah.
A conversation that absolutely would have been a ongoing conversation between a teen and their parent.
Mm.
This feels like the first time she's ever asked her a question in their entire life. And I was like, I hate this. I hate when characters are and that is a thing that happens a lot in movies,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Where it's like this feels like these characters just met and fucking the first 30
Mm.
minutes of that movie felt like the first 30 minutes these two characters had ever met each other.
I do agree with that. I think it does feel like I don't know if their relationship felt really underdeveloped, and I for a daughter that we're supposed to now accept just as
Right.
already existed, right? That should have been a little more caretaken there, right? Um, but I don't know. I like the topic of I don't know Sydney not wanting to tell her daughter really anything, and then like have her even having like arms length, keeping an arm's length with the people in her life. I do like that. Um, I do agree with you. It feels like this the first time she's asked her a question. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done to like change that. I'm curious about your opinion on her and Mark, not Kincaid,
Oh,
her husband. Yeah. Oh, I liked it. I think that was my favorite part of the movie, probably, because I feel like Sydney. I don't know. I like that Sydney found a partner that can match her toughness. Like, I feel like just for necessity of the plot, they kind of take him out a little too quickly sometimes. But he seems up and ready for a fight. Like, he seemed like he was probably a fighter in high school or something.
well,
And like,
I mean, he's a cop.
yeah,
Like,
he's a cop, and she found somebody who's like, I don't know, is able to handle his own and can protect their kids still, and they seem cute together. But that's what I wish we had would have had a little bit of that built out, right? Because we go from the bed and them like kind of flirting in the bed, and that's cute and it's nice to see. Nev Campbell smile and giggle at Sydney because we never get Sydney giggling, like right? Like she's just fucking miserable all the time. And I need a little bit more of the Derek relationship, right? Like that was the one that he didn't get away, he died, but
I say, yeah, he didn't.
that was the love of her life. And I like seeing her giggle with another man, but like, I don't know, then when we continue in the next scene to the kitchen, have a little bit of that, right? A little bit of like joking around, banter, and because we get none of that again.
I think, yeah, I guess I don't mind. This scene is like fine, but overall, I felt like the relationship kind of. I cared about him because he was Sydney's husband, not because he was a character that I thought like,
Yes.
ooh, like is so great. Because I actually did like in the kitchen the next day
Hmm.
when he tells Tatum to change from the jacket and then says to Sydney,
He's
like I
good
did
at that.
like that he
Yes.
like was like you were a little bit much there like because she was
Hmm.
but also I got why like Sydney has PTSD on top of PTSD on top of PTSD, right? So like I get why she'd be like, don't fucking put on that jacket. All of my friends
Yeah.
died when I wore that jacket. I don't know why she would even have that jacket anymore.
It's weird. It's another callback, but that's one that I'm pretty okay with because I love a little piece of wardrobe popping up again, right?
Yeah,
Like
I don't
Sydney
mind it.
loves her
Yeah.
jackets. I would love to see them all hanging in her closet, you know. I would like to take a tour of Sydney's jackets. Yeah, Tatum shows up the next morning and she walks in and she's wearing Sydney's Scream 2 jacket, and Sydney just like Ian just said has a very uncomfortable reaction. She's not happy with it. She's kind of like really kind of a little bit snippy with Tatum, and Tatum takes it off, and um, Mark kind of like handles the situation between the two. And I don't know, man. I think again, I think they're just her. All of the relationships we're kind of just expected to accept rather than we
Yeah.
see how these interactions go and why they like each other,
Because
and you know
I
what's going.
even I even wouldn't have minded if don't give me that fucking bedroom scene. Give
Mm.
me a scene of like she's coming home from a date with her boyfriend. She tells him he can't come in because her mom is fucking nuts. Like she's like, no, my mom will
Yeah,
freak out. And then we see her going through her mom's shit in the attic and like, ooh, I like this jacket.
yeah.
We could
Had
see
some
some other
time on. Oh
jackets.
fuck.
Like,
That'd have been great. That'd have been great, right? Her bloody denim one for one.
God, wouldn't all of them have blood on them?
It makes sense for two, right? Because she did walk off in it. She just like walked into
True,
the
yeah.
distance. She was just like over all that shit. I
But
wonder
that
what she
one would have
does
had
have.
blood on
And
it
she would
too,
have the
I think.
necklace. I almost like the necklace, right? Like she like picks the necklace out and likes the necklace, and I don't know. Fuck. And then we get like a glimpse of the other two daughters, and I'm like, sure, okay. They mean even less to me. They had more impact on me in the stroller than they do on this fucking FaceTime.
I yes, I was surprised. I mean, I get it, right? And Kevin Williamson isn't like I don't want to put toddlers in danger. I get it. That's not this
Mm.
franchise. But it felt a little like,
Well,
well, we know everything.
we need to talk about the rules of Sidney Prescott then, because if we're bringing Sidney Prescott back out, there are no rules anymore. Like you either got to fuck shit up or you leave her out of it, right? Let her have her happy ending or fuck shit up. I mean, don't kill
I
toddlers, but
Right. But you know what I mean? But I understand the idea of like,
mm,
because depending on how old they're supposed to be, that can be a plot like anchor, right? A lot
mhm.
of times, like a baby or a little kid can be such an anchor in a
You can get
plot.
rid of them so easily though, and not have it be a FaceTime thing, right? Like the grandma could be there having spent the night, and they are taking off that morning.
Right. Or even like once a killing happens, they're like, let's put the kids
Grandma,
somewhere
come
else.
on, y'all got
Yeah.
to go to Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
Goodness, I don't know. And
And
I don't know.
like it would have even fit the movie if they do that and she wants Tatum to go too. And Tatum's like, absolutely not, I'm not going. I'm
Mhm.
saying I have my play where I'm a dog. Um like
What play is that supposed to be? Is it Peter
I
Pan? I thought
I
that was
think it
Peter
was
Pan,
Peter
but
Pan.
fuck if I know. Anyway, they split off, right? Tatum go. They have like a first have a little conversation in the bedroom where they kind of like almost connect a little bit, but Sydney still just cannot connect to the trauma of her past, right? And I like this. I like the idea of this. I like the idea that she has like shut that off and she has chosen Mayberry and, apple pie and, picket fences, with a panic room, but picket fences. Um, it just feels like underbaked somehow. And I can't put my finger on like what it is that is underbaked.
It all yes, it I think the town felt underbaked, the new characters felt underbaked, the relationships felt underbaked. I think Kevin Williamson is good at Sydney
Hmm.
and Gail, and their relationship, that's where the movie excelled for me.
Hmm.
Like I do think their scenes together were really good. And these are two actors that know I mean, they've been playing these characters for over 25 years, right? So
Yeah.
like they fit right back into their characters, but oftentimes it felt like everyone was in a different movie.
Hmm.
Um, like when Tatum meets up with her friends,
Yeah.
that almost felt like, ooh, we're setting it up. These are going to be, but then no, they weren't.
Hmm.
Like
Those
they
characters
didn't.
mean nothing. Those
They
characters
meant
mean
yeah,
nothing in this movie.
nothing.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, because I thought it was like, oh, okay, we're doing like the Halloween thing. The
Hmm.
three girls are like walking down the street, and like these are going to be our main. But then McKenna Grace's character kind of like what gets one other scene
She's
before
like
she dies.
we our Sydney and Tatum split off, and we kind of see their lives. And I do think when it's Sydney, that's the strongest parts of the movie. We have it's just and it's the nostalgia baked in already. It's already set in stone. We
Yes.
love to see her. We know her. We want to. We are so curious about her life. She always shows up to the crime, to the Woodsboro, to the book signing, to whatever. But we haven't gotten to see her life
Right.
and since three, right?
Her at
And
home. Yeah.
three made so much sense, and we barely got her in three, and her being out in the wilderness, and why she's isolated, and all of that made so much sense. And here it makes sense, sure, but like you also got to kind of like fill me in a little bit because why is she not working in trauma? Why is she not? I don't know why a coffee shop. I said this when we talked earlier, and you kind of reprimanded me for it. But why a coffee shop? Why the little latte?
Well, because I am like, all right, sure, fine, whatever. Give her little, but I think to your point,
Yeah.
even that I think the entire town felt underbaked. I felt like it was
Hmm.
a set of WandaVision. Like I felt like it was like
Perfect.
very
Perfect. Yeah.
right. Like it just looked too. And I think that's an issue I have with the movie itself. It looked cheap. It looked like
Hmm.
we were on a TV show, a Netflix TV show set for like 95% of that fucking movie. And Scream movies don't normally look like that. For me, that's not how they look. Um,
No, Scream 6 looked good, y'all. It looked good.
what I'm saying?
It
They
was
don't
a
look like that.
good looking
Yes.
fucking movie. And this one just felt very, I don't know, again, it just felt kind of like oat milk in your
Yeah.
coffee, in your little latte. And I don't know, man. Like what I sort of picture when I picture environment is like a brick, but like a whitewashed brick. That's like what's in my head right now. So I guess Sydney's life is the little latte coffee shop. Kind of get some setup there. We get Anna Camp who pops up, and the moment she pops up, no, whoever thought she wasn't a ghost face? My question: did you always think she was a ghost face?
I thought she was in a, I thought either she's, because I think you said this.
Hmm.
I think you said this in our trailer reaction that either she was going to get a good death scene or be Ghostface, and
Hmm.
that's what I was either she's going to get the good chase scene where she gets a cool death, or she's Ghostface. But I forgot about her by the end of the movie.
She,
I was like, oh right,
I think that's fair. I wouldn't even say anything. She shows up in that chunky purple sweater, and I knew that was fucking Ghostface right there. It's her right there. And she's got this creepy ass kid who's asking all these stab questions. So obviously he wasn't going to be it. Or it was going to be the mother son doing. I kind of would have appreciated that.
yes, I think that's what they should have done.
Hmm. Mm.
If we're doing her, make it her and her son.
Make it her and her son. Why not? And she's this abuse victim who, I don't know. That's why she's kind of friends with Sydney is they've bonded over trauma that they've had. And I've seen criticism about that as well. It's like, well, don't make the abuse victim a killer. Well, everybody can be a killer and scream. So it's
Yeah,
fair game. And then we have this like weird customer who, what's his name again? It's not Kevin. Kyle. K name.
I don't fucking know.
What's his name again?
He doesn't even get a
Oh
line.
my God.
I don't
He
know.
doesn't get a line, no.
But I want to tell you what I thought. Is it Carl Gibbs? Carl Gibbs,
Carl.
that's it.
Carl.
I want to tell you what I thought
Uh,
because we see him, right? And it's
mm,
like, well, this is something because we're
yeah.
seeing this weird guy. That and then the fact that we then do learn that he is Ghostface, I was positive this movie was going Cult of Ghostface. I was
I was hoping.
positive because it's like, well, that can't be one of the main ghost faces because it was a guy that had no lines. Um, but then the movie gave it to a guy who had one scene. So like,
Yeah. Well, he shows up to get his little coffee and he's creepy already. And like, I don't know. I kind of like this. So, you know what? Okay. So let's not rewind, but like, let's go back to the past where do you remember four was supposed to open with a crazed Sydney fan coming and attacking her, right? I feel like that was this movie. It was stretched out. That's what they were trying to do here, right? Because they have a lot of references, which I've always been curious about, and I'm glad they've sort of confirmed this, is that Sydney does live with this every day, and nobody
right.
really acts like they can't talk about it. If a Dateline thing was on last night, they do ask her about it. And she kind of just like, I don't know, takes it and just moves on. She kind of just goes with it. Um, and so the ghost, I guess we'll talk about the ghost race reveal at the end.
Also,
So,
wait, I need to point out the thing that I forgot to
Yeah.
mention in the opening is that in the opening, when they do pull up to the house, that they say, like, there are reports that Stu Macher was seen at, which I did think was kind of clever
Yeah.
because Matthew Lillard is in that scene as an extra. I did think that was clever, but also did worry me for the movie. I was like,
So we get our first Ghostface FaceTime call, which is like kind of scary anyway, right? I do think this was like it was like almost there. We almost had it because Sydney's like back in her office, like putting up stock and stuff like that. She gets the call, another call. She's like, whatever, I don't fucking care. And then he FaceTimes her, and I got a little bit of a chill. I was like, oh, we never had to look at him before. And then he answers, and there's just something so hokey about a fucking FaceTime killer. You know me and a technology, and I didn't know how I was gonna feel about this anyway, but I think what they should have had him do, because he's so perfectly like
it
framed
should have been
and just like
pixelated.
maybe even not picked or filmed with a real phone, because that doesn't look like it was even filmed with a real phone. Make it that he was fucking walking and the phone is like shaking and he's
You
like
can't
kind of like
fully.
aggressive into
It was
the
too HD.
way too HD, right? And she should not have answered it on her damn computer. Why were we looking at it on the computer? I don't know. It just didn't work. Because then a lot of the time while we're watching him, we see her like little picture off to the side. I'm trying to get her reaction because I love a Sydney reaction. I want to see her acting, you know.
This was
This is
when
the
I was like,
beginning of all the AI stews.
this when I was like, oh boy, oh boy.
Ooh, we didn't even get a
Because
fucking
also,
AI Jill.
I thought we knew she was in
I
this.
thought so. We talked about it, but I guess we were fucking wrong. Don't
Yeah.
listen to these faggots.
Yeah, exactly. Don't listen to whatever we say. This was for me the beginning of me being like, oh God. Because also you knew it couldn't be Stu. It can't be at this point
Mhm.
because they're not going to reveal the killer. Like they would save that for later. And so I knew that this was AI or someone's makeup or Stu's fucking twin brother. Like it really bummed me out because I was like,
Yeah.
well, now I know it's not him, but we're gonna have to sit through a mystery of is it him? And I know it's gonna be AI. And it fucking was.
And I know you hated the idea, but I would have appreciated it more had it actually been
No,
Stu.
no.
I would
I
have
think
loved it. I'm a Stu head. I'm a Stu head.
I also think it should have been different killers calling her every fucking time. I
Okay.
don't think it should have
I
been
do agree with
Stu.
that. I think it should have been different people from her past calling her every
If we're
time.
going for it, yeah.
And if we're on a screen, fucking de-age them. We're not going to be able to tell really anyway, especially if it's like shaky,
Zach,
right? Because like if she's looking at an older version of these people, I don't know, that wouldn't scare me as much. But like seeing fucking Tatum should have been there. Rose McGowan, this would have been her moment to come back in and like her get taunted by Tatum.
if we're doing it, give her Tatum. Dewey should have been calling her more,
Should have
honestly.
been
Like,
victims, honestly. Why
yes.
she don't give a fuck about these people she killed.
Like,
Killed them.
yeah,
Right? But like Hallie, Tatum,
all right, I'll
Derek.
drop another TV on your head.
Fucking
Like,
Derek would
yes.
have done it for her,
And
dude.
so I am unfortunately in
Mhm.
some Scream Facebook groups, and they are killing Scream
Always
for
in a
me.
always in a fucking Facebook
I
group.
mean, so Scream fandom in general has been
Oh, I'm
killing
fucking
me.
over all of y'all bitches.
Everyone is insane, and now the big major theory in the Facebook groups is that was Stu calling her
Mm,
every
I've
time.
thought of it.
And the movie proves that he's alive
I've thought of
because no, that's fucking dumb. And that's
I might
clearly
be
not
there
what the
too. That might
that
be me.
like well then I won't insult the people as much as I want to, but I think it's like truly one of the most brain dead theories,
I
like
think I'm
so
just like
fucking
holding out
dumb.
hope that they're gonna go s- somewhat crazy with it because at this point I'm tired of the cut and paste of the Scream
But I mean,
movies.
this
Like
wasn't cut and paste
it
with
was, it
that.
was,
It
it
was
was just
bad,
like it
but
was just like they came up with a new little concept to like pad it with, but like there was nothing original really about this Scream movie. It just was not. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so Sydney gets her call from fucking Mr. Ghostface, Stu Walker, and again, like he's outside of the daughter's school. If we had seen him like fucking vigorously walking into the school or some shit, I'd have been fucking scared. I'd been like, Sydney, get your keys, right? She does get her keys. She takes off over there, calls Mark. They all meet over there. And we do get sort of like we get a little moment with Tatum on stage, and he's like, "You're Sydney Prescott's daughter. Be a better dog."
I was like, what is she
What are we
supposed to do in
doing
that
over
costume?
here, right? Stop bullying her.
It felt like too cartoony, that
We
whole
did.
thing.
And then we had like a mention of a party later, which I guess was supposed to sort of misdirect us, which is fine. But then like we waste McKenna Grace. Stop doing this. Stop
because
doing
it's a
this.
cool death scene,
Oh, good. It's a really good death
but
scene. Yeah.
right, it was just
Play it
kind
out
of
longer.
like,
The only reason I have an attachment to McKenna Grace is because I love McKenna Grace, right? But like, I don't know, give her more to do. Give her something to do. We didn't see them in school. We didn't see nothing. They went to school to be at theater
yeah,
practice.
like, because she should have been the Tatum death, where like that is upsetting, that is her best friend, or the other girl should have been, but none of them got that. It was just like they die away from Tatum, and
Yeah. So McKenna Grace dies, and I do think that yeah, we can talk about that death a little bit. I think it's like built up really nicely, and it's one of those like deaths. I This is what I really appreciate from Kevin Williamson is he does know how to draw something out a little bit better than we've had in the past couple movies, right? Remember our real critiques for the past couple movies is that everything happens so quickly, and you can't really sit in it.
so I don't know that I agree with that. I understand in theory, but it all happens so fast.
Hmm.
There are so many people in this movie that die off screen and then
Yeah,
we see them dead. Like the dude who's like whatever you
the
call
button
the
man.
yeah, pressing the buttons, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And like we hear him fall over and then we just see him dead. And there are too many times that happens in this movie.
Yeah.
And it felt like a nothing scene. It felt like it should have been Sydney has is on the call watching it, or someone is. It just felt less because it was just the two of them, and he's Joe's face is just standing there with
So
a
this is what
knife.
I would have added to it is I would have had it be a double kill like it still is, but like there's a little bit more running from somebody because I also really like
Yeah,
that she is maybe swap them even, right? Like she is the button pusher because I think she deserved a really good chase, but I also don't want to remove the wire kill because I thought that was
right,
really
because it
fucking
is good.
cool,
Yes,
right? And when Sydney walks in and sees that, like that's a horrifying sight for her. Like you see it viscerally like on her face. So maybe McKenna
but
Grace is
maybe
the button pusher and maybe she runs through the set a little bit and
or maybe
hmm.
Tatum gets there while it's happening, and she's trying to figure out how to
Oh,
like.
yeah, maybe.
But the controls are not right there because otherwise, then just hit Ghostface. But like, I don't know, the controls are in the like projection room,
Hmm.
and she's there, and she's trying to figure out how to like make it so her friend doesn't die, and then her friend does because so many kills in this movie just happen,
Yeah,
and on top of the guy just dying off screen, um it really did not feel earned when her guts spilled out. Like that's cool, it's a good visual, but it felt like, wait, what? Like
yeah.
even when it happened I was like, oh, can a
Mm,
knife go through a fucking harness and a corset?
who
Like,
fucking cares? I liked it. I liked this death. I liked the death. I thought it worked, and it was the coolest death among all of her friends because the other ones are really fucking lame. So I'll
it
appreciate
was,
this one.
I think it was the coolest. It was the only cool death of the movie,
Yeah,
I would say.
it was good, and the
um
way she was like, I don't know, the way she like got caught, and the way she was like strung up, with
yes,
her arms and stuff like
and it
that.
helped because she is a good actor. Like she was selling the like
Oh, McKenna
screaming
Grace.
helplessness. Like I did, I
Somebody hire her for more than 10 minutes. I know she's
yeah.
booked and busy, but like book a full month for
You know,
her.
I just had the newer Ghostbuster movies were playing on TV when I was eating lunch and writing earlier. And I forgot she's the little girl in
Yeah,
those
she's like
movies.
the
Yeah.
sister, right? She's not,
Yeah.
I don't remember if she's the main character. Those movies
Yeah.
don't even really feel like
She's
they
one of the
ever
main
came out.
characters. I
Um,
liked the first one. The second one I had never seen before.
I
I
just
watched
like
it for the
truly
first
don't
time.
remember them. I remember the trailers playing a million times. But Sydney shows up and fucking goes in guns a blazing, and that is like super horrifying as she walks into a nightmare, and the worst thing that could have happened are that these teens are now dying, right? And that she sees that, and you do feel it, like you feel her fucking like frustration that like this fucking happening, and like that maybe she caused this, and but I feel like Tatum should have been involved in that a little bit more
Tatum felt
somehow.
so removed from her
Why was she
friends
there? Why
being
was she
killed.
even in the fucking building at this point? Go to class. Maybe this day was just theater.
This was after class. This was like after school.
I fucking they don't explain it well
No,
enough.
no, they don't.
I don't know. Sydney runs around with a gun and she's like doesn't really find Ghostface, and then Mark shows up and Sydney hugs Tatum, and like I feel all of this. Like I feel like the panic from her. So that
Yeah.
works. Now I do think I think the first half of the movie is the strongest because I think when they get back
Oh,
to the house from the I'm gonna be so disappointed if you like rag on this shit. I think from the moment that Sydney, Tatum, and Mark get back to the house and they are in go mode, they sweep the house and they go and they're collecting their go bags. And Mark is like, I like Mark kind of like leading Sydney a little bit, like we're gone in 5. Hurry up, let's go. I don't know. She needs a man like that. Uh,
No, no.
no. She needs somebody on her level, and I think he's on her level. I
I
think
think
he can
she,
handle it.
yes. I think she needs someone on her level, but she needs someone that is willing to take, like, her to take the lead. The same way Buffy Summers needs a man that's, like, understanding that Buffy is the
Well,
one
I
that
don't
knows
think
what she's doing.
he was
No, no,
I
no.
don't
And I know he wasn't like,
yeah.
but they positioned it like that is what their relationship
Mm,
is. And because, again, I like the chase scene we get.
mm.
I think it's fucking stupid that they were like, we're checking the whole house. And they don't check the
And they
whole
don't
fucking,
check the ad.
they don't
Yes,
check the whole
but we know
house.
the best horror movies that we love have stupid shit in them, and I can buy a stupid shit. This is a stupid thing that I can completely just
But I
ignore.
don't buy that
Can
Sydney
ignore
and
it.
her husband would be that. I can buy that the police, but I don't buy that Sydney and her husband would not be like, did
Well,
you check
maybe
every
they
single
did. Maybe they
angle?
went up there and shined a little flashlight, and he's like hiding behind a pillar or something. Maybe that's how that happened. I don't know. Fucking, I don't fucking know. I have to buy it, Ian. I have to buy it because I do love this shit. This is balls to the wall. We are action packed here. We are going. They I love the moment where Sydney is like, "Do you have your go bag?" The mention of a go bag is really nice to me. I like that she has go bags around her house. And fucking Tatum is like, "No, I don't have my go bag, mom." Like, why don't you have your fucking go bag? She goes
I
in. What?
I I do buy that like the teen would be like, I
Uh,
unpacked that a long time ago. Like,
they're rich though. You don't need those clothes at the moment. Go get some. Go buy replicas. Go buy
right? Just
another one of those
I
clothes.
feel like
Right?
what do you yeah, what
Keep
even
your
is the
fucking go
go
bag.
bag?
If I were Sydney, I'd keep the go bags in my closet. That big ass
Yes.
closet she's got. Right. Just keep them
It's a
in my
nice closet.
closet, and then I know what's in them. I know what we're gonna take and all of that shit.
And in the panic room, I would have like a little something like,
Love that shit's a panic room.
yeah.
And yeah, there's a ghost face attack. He gets Tatum first, and then there's this like whole I like the little maneuvers that they've got, and like I don't know what March says, but he says something, and it
Yeah.
like springs all of them into action. And I love that they have little plans, right? And so it makes me wish kind of that Tatum was a little bit more prepared, so that we could have seen more of that, right? A little bit more of like I don't know them turning into the Incredibles, and
The
they're
movie
like
couldn't seem to
they're
land on if
ready.
that's what bothered me most about
Yeah.
Tatum. The movie could not seem to land on if Tatum was prepared or not.
Mm.
Because twice in the movie, we do get where they say something and that's their
And
plan.
they spring
And
into
they,
action. I'm like, shit, because this was fucking exciting. This was really exciting shit. And I love the Sydney Mark team up, right? Where they're kicking shit to each other. They're like bashing somebody from the
yes.
side, and then Mark is like taking them down. And Sydney's got Tatum, and they like all know their kind of directions. And I really, really like that. Sydney should have had a gun right there. I don't know why she didn't have a
Yes.
fucking
That,
gun.
okay, that was going to be my
You're not going
complaint.
to tell me that Sydney Prescott don't have a gun in every nightstand in the house.
Or like in her boot or like on her,
We
like,
know she loves a gun in a boot. What's her
yeah.
gun in a boot?
That was because I did like the fight, but I was bothered that like I was like, but why
Yeah.
is Sydney just standing there now? Like once it was like, and I did think Mark was gonna die in that scene. I did think he was dead too when he fell down the steps. As they
It's
play
like
a cracking noise. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a lame death. But they make sure to like when Mark kind of pushes Ghostface, I was like, but why
yeah.
is Sydney just watching? Do something.
I
This is
guess
Sydney Prescott.
I can maybe buy it if she is just trying to also keep Tatum, right? Because I don't fucking what I've seen from Tatum in this movie. I don't trust her not to be me sitting there holding her head either, right? Like she don't fucking stay put. She don't stay. When I tell you to stay, you stay, and she don't do it. And she doesn't do anything useful either. So maybe Sydney needed to have a hold on her for the moment. I'm glad all three girls weren't there because fuck.
Yeah.
But Ghostface, I don't know. Ghostface is like stumbling around. He comes after them, and they go into. I love when they go into the panic room, and Sydney's like fucking, because it reminds me of that the movie Panic Room with Jodie Foster, and they're like running through the house.
Love
I
that
wish that
movie.
would have been like just a little bit longer, right? A little bit longer of a
To
chase
get there.
upstairs
Yeah.
to get there, and then like I don't know, it would have just like inched it that much closer.
But okay, this is again where my Michael
Okay.
Myers complaints comes in because that's a fucking panic room. Ghostface is not getting in there. It
Yeah.
is ridiculous that they are worried he is gonna get into a panic room. This is a human
I don't think they
being.
are. No, 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 no. I don't think they are. I completely read
No,
it
because
differently.
that door is moving. That door is moving.
It can move, sure. It can like shift a little bit, but
It
like
is like
it's
bolted
not it
steel.
is not doing anything. And I think Sydney knows that. I think the only reason she takes Tatum with her because she's going down to get Mark. The
Right.
only reason that she takes Tatum with her is because again, Tatum is a crybaby little shit. Won't shut up. And I don't think Sydney trusted to just leave Tatum and Tatum not follow her anyway, right? So at least we have eyes on Tatum. That's more of a Tatum thing than a Sydney thing. Leave her alone, okay? I know you don't like Sydney Prescott, but I love Sydney Prescott. But
Yeah, she's not my favorite
I
final
think
girl.
Sydney, if she had left Tatum in there, she would have been very comfortable with that because she knows it's a panic group. She knows that nobody's getting in there. Blah 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 blah. And I like that she has little passages, right? I did think this part was very tense also, and I love, like again, I love how smart Sydney is in just this whole section, right? Like she's got the bat, Ghostface stabs, he's stabbing through the wall, and she fucking bends the knife. Like that's good shit.
Yeah.
I did, and like that's what I wanted more of, right? Is I
Yes.
wanted more of the Sydney that we know that has been built up from movie to movie to movie and gained all these skills and like this knowledge and these smarts. She's been smart from the very first fucking movie, but
Right, right. She was never like stupid.
she was
Yeah.
never a stupid final girl. And I love seeing all of that. And we just don't, after all of this, we don't really get that stuff anymore. Um,
Yeah.
she gets her little like nick in the arm. I think all of the like stabbing through the wall shit was really good. And it was, there was a little bit more added to it than was just in the trailer. So I appreciated that.
My
Yeah.
my only I did like it. I did.
Mhm.
My only problem was I knew neither of them were gonna like
Yeah.
there wasn't really a like, ooh, one of them might die here.
I do think Tatum should have died in this movie. I know we don't want to like traumatize Sydney anymore, but
What?
like we've already brought her into the movie. We've already brought her back. We've already brought her back. If we're going to keep bringing her back, kill Tatum. Kill Tatum. Kill her. Call me
Well,
Jessica.
that's a terrible idea.
Kill Tatum. No, they get outside. They go out to like the front yard and they've got I mean Mark again, this is a man. This is her man. And
Okay,
he's like
also I
fighting
guess he
Ghostface.
Joel McHale is so big that it felt a little silly to me that Ghostface was like throwing him over, and I
He's
was like,
also
this
very
man is
lanky though.
huge.
He's like a lanky big. So
But he
like
would be hard to flip.
sure. I don't know. You have to suspend disbelief, Ian. I don't know what to tell you here. Uh,
I know how a Scream movie works, thank you.
you seem like this is the first one you ever seen.
And I'm
Mikey
just like
Madison was lifting Dewey up, and you just gotta believe it. They have a little like Mark Sydney team up fighting him in the front yard, and then I do love that this. Do you love how this is good? How Gail met Chad and Mindy come in? Do you like this? Do you
that
like
was
it? Tell
my
me.
favorite fucking part
Okay.
of the movie.
Talk
I
about it, Ian. Talk about it.
I how long have I been saying Gail needs to kill a ghost face?
She
How
came from a
long
drag show too. You can
have
we can
I?
add
She
that
did.
for you.
Yes, that's where they all came from. Chad would have a great time.
Hell yeah.
I knew that that was going to be Gail because I was like, this is the so. And again, I did like the house
Yeah.
scene. I liked it enough. But for me, we were missing. None of the new characters brought any kind of energy that Gail and the twins all brought into the film.
Yeah.
And for me, it like re-energized the movie for
I
me
did.
because that is a fucking cool kill for Ghostface. Because what, we're like 40 minutes in. It's not
Oh,
like,
amazing. Amazing.
yeah.
A good
And
shit.
like,
And it's like early Scream movies too, right? Like there was a lot of action in those early Scream movies at the beginning, like first 40 minutes,
yeah.
right? And you're almost like,
And
what the fuck else can happen from here?
I knew it was my girl Gail. And I love that it didn't, she was not pressed or phased one bit. She steps out of that car. She's like, let's unmask
They
this
try to
motherfucker.
stop her. She's like, get the fuck out of my way.
She's like, I love that we didn't do like, oh, she's upset. She like ran someone over with her car. It's like, no, Gail wanted to
She
kill that
saw a man in a
person.
mask and that was her
Yeah.
target, right? So like,
Yeah.
okay, we killed the ghost face. We got one down.
And Gail is smart, right? So I
Mhm.
love that she went there first. She immediately went there and she fucking saved Sydney. Like for
Yeah.
me, that is everything I want from Gail Weathers. And
Hmm.
she stepped out looking fucking fantastic. And I gotta say, I don't normally love a crowd participation. This is maybe my favorite, aside from like Avengers Endgame. these two butch lesbians were sitting
Oh
next
my
to me,
gosh.
and they were clapping and yelling.
Hell yeah.
And
Hell
when she
yeah.
stepped out, one of them whistled, and the other one went, "That's my girl!" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it is."
Look at her in her red. I do agree with you. I think this is what like kind of revital. I think the entire house chase revitalized it for me. You know what? I think the entire like I still wasn't. By the time we got to the house chase, nothing was happening that I was just so angry about because I was still figuring out our world, right? So like my brain is still going, right? So it's not that
I
she
think I
like,
think what
mm,
what I mean is, and I think you might
yeah,
agree with this, is so Scream movies have characters that are funny. We had not
hmm,
had a single character that was
yes.
funny.
There was
And I
no
think
personality.
there was no like snappy, and Gail immediately is like, "Get the fuck away from me. We're gonna
Yeah,
fucking unmask this guy. I just smushed with my car." And that is the energy that, like, even if it's not Gail, someone needs to be bringing some kind of snappy energy. And instead, we get three characters that bring that immediately. And
hmm,
that's more what I mean by re-energizing is like,
yeah,
we finally got the characters because, like, we love Sydney, but no one else had much of a personality. Um, and Sydney is more the straight player, right?
yeah.
That's her role. That's not unlike
She
Sydney, but
has
we
to be
need,
serious. Everybody just keeps
yeah,
trying to kill her.
but we need the balance, right? We
Yeah,
need the snappy characters. And so bringing Gail with the twins is convenient plot that I loved. Sure, they're working together. I don't care. Great.
yeah.
Put them all together. And I just think that worked so well. And I actually saw that's the thing I saw people complaining about that, like, oh, they made it an Avengers movie. It's a Marvel movie now
No, this
because,
works so well because I was really curious on how they were going to bring the twins in, right? I
yeah,
was like, why would the twins even be around? Why would they be in like the same
right.
area? It doesn't really make sense. But the twins going into business with Gail as her fucking interns and deciding to go into journalism. Oh, hell yeah. And it extends their life in the franchise in a very realistic way, right? Like
Yes.
I immediately was like, I don't want them to die in this one. I need to see
Yeah.
them as journalists in the
Because
next
I
one.
want them with Gail.
I need to
Yes.
see, I need to see this trajectory for them.
Yes.
Chad looks so fucking good. Mindy
So
looks good
hot.
too, right? But like, I'm a gay man, and Chad looks so fucking
He did.
hot.
He's
Oh
like grown up a little
goodness,
bit more. He's
yeah.
gotten like a little bit more like
He's just
man.
like he's got good posture and.
Ugh. They put him in that
Ooh,
shirt that hugs
Mason
everything.
Gooding, Mason Gooding. What are we gonna do with you?
And I liked that he was a little bit more like, why are we here? Like he was a little bit more the one that's like, we're gonna get stabbed
He's the
again.
cameraman. He's the cameraman.
Yeah.
I love his stabbing jokes, right? Like he's like, I really don't feel like getting stabbed today. Um,
And I
it's
was glad
it's
we didn't make him a pincushion again. He did
let's
just
not let's
once.
not. I don't know, but yeah, it's nice, and it's nice that everybody shows up, and then I'm like, fuck, we're gonna get like a real investigation again. We're gonna investigate. We're gonna have all this investigative
But
ish. Kind of. We get
a
we
little
go somewhere.
bit, yeah, yeah. But I really, really, the thing I will give this movie all the credit for is the Sydney and Gale stuff. I think it's
Yeah.
done so well. And these women know what they're doing. I don't think they would even need good writing to be like, yeah, we know how to do Sydney and Gail's
Hmm.
dynamic. Um, but I think Gail looked fantastic the entire movie.
Yeah, but that's also like yes, Gail looked fantastic for the entire movie, but also their relationship I think is a benefit of 30 years, whereas like the other characters don't really have that, so you do have to build them out a little bit, especially if we're going to give them so much screen time.
Right.
Chad and Mindy have the benefit of the last however many years,
Because they
so
didn't get enough screen time, I don't
I
think.
don't think so either. I think like sideline the fucking friends.
Yeah.
Tatum also doesn't need to lose all her friends. I think it's fine that every final girl doesn't lose every single one of her friends, right?
Especially if we're gonna do more, I felt like one of them should have survived to like, sure, they can die in the next one, but like
One
give
of
me a
the things that I
carryover.
really just don't like is a force-fed final girl, and I think that is what I didn't because I remember having criticisms of Sim in five, and I think it was because of that. It's because obviously this is our final girl. This is like I don't know. It felt like the force-fed final girl, and then six really like I don't know. Fucking loved her in six. And maybe I'll like her more in eight, but like this one felt like, why do we have to? Can't this just be a Sydney movie? Can it be a Sydney movie? Are we allowed that? Um,
I I mean, I didn't like Tatum, so I agree, but I still didn't
we
want her to
included like
die.
way too much of Tatum, I guess. Is sort of what I'm saying in her world, and I didn't really need to see her world. We have Sydney's world. That's Chad, Mindy. That's Gail. That's her husband. That is even Tatum, right?
We should have
That's
given
it.
Anna Camp more to do, right? Because if she's in Sydney's world, like
And she
give her more than two
Anna Camp
scenes.
always needs a southern accent for me as well. Like she doesn't play evil unless she's got a southern accent. And did you watch her? You didn't watch her in True Blood, did you? Oh, brilliant
When did
work.
she come in True Blood?
Yeah, she's in there season two, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then she's in there for like the rest of the series, just like in and out.
It's possible that because I didn't, she wasn't like, I
She
don't think
worked
she
at,
was
she
someone.
was like a pastor's wife at a church, right? And they
Okay.
were like condemning the fang bangers.
I vaguely recall. I think she wasn't like someone on my radar
She's a
when I
perfect
would
ghost
watch.
face anyway, but like give her more to do. Put her in a little bit more, right? Because then she comes up to the door with her son, and they're like, oh, Sydney, is everything okay? I don't know. Invite her in and talk
I
about
also
it.
didn't even know they were the next door neighbors till she said it in that
I
scene.
uh, I just kind of assumed already because like they were saying Anna can't play Sydney's best friend. That's what they've been saying, right? So I assumed
But it's
neighbor, I
weird that
guess.
their first scene is like in the coffee. It's not as neighbors. It's in she sees her in the coffee shop.
Yeah. Mm.
But
Um,
whatever, doesn't matter.
our investigation starts.
I do like Gail being rude to the.
Yeah, because Sydney decides to stay, right? Sydney decides to, oh, Gail is rude to them, isn't she? And I love that she's like sizing them up. And she kind of like quickly knows that this kid is not a ghost
And
face, right? I
Gail
think
is always correct.
she can spot a
Yes.
ghost face. She's good at this by
Yes.
now. Our investigation sort of starts, and I don't understand why we didn't send Tatum off. Like, why is Tatum here? You know, Sydney
That's
decides to stay, and that makes sense because she's like, and Gail sort of has to convince her too. Who's like, you know that this is they're gonna keep coming for you. So like let's
right.
just go ahead and knock this out. We can get this done in 2 days, right? Like that's our
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
let's let's do it. Oh goodness. I don't know. And then we
I
start
would
getting more character stuff in this. Yeah, what were you saying?
I I thought I would might like Tatum more, but I didn't. But I was like, oh,
Mm.
okay, her with the twins. I'll like that.
I
Like I
think
kind
it should
of
have been like Sydney Gale,
and her and the
the
twins.
three of
Yes.
them. Good,
Yes.
like kind of like two-piecer.
hmm
Mm.
Because that's what I thought we were gonna get, and I was like, okay, I think I'll like this because I do like their conversation. In the living room, I kind of like they're like a little bit catch her up on stuff she didn't know,
Hmm.
um, and I like that. I was like, okay, cool, I'll buy this. But then we don't really,
It would have been nice to be see the twins sort of be like, well, because they're already like chomping at the bit to like get themselves out there and they want to be stars too. And so if while Sydney and Gail are gone, they're like, you know what, we're going to investigate a little bit too. We're not just going to sit around here. And Tatum just convinces them to let her go. She's like, I'm already in
yeah,
this, I'm already going through this, leaving me here by myself is actually more dangerous. So like, yeah, you're right. And then they also go off and do a little like Jennifer Jolie, Gail Weathers sort of side
yeah.
hustle.
But also then give Tatum some personality.
Mhm. Oh my God, it would have. It would have. It would have. We do get a little bit of like character stuff here, and that I really like. It's like I like we're getting setting up Gail shakes, and we're seeing that Gail is suffering from something that she's not talking about, and we've known this, and that's such a better direction from the last movie because the last movie. I mean, you could imply it, you could read between the lines, but fucking all they gave us in the last movie from Gail was somebody was gonna write the book, so I did it.
Well, no, no, no. She has a shakes because she has nerve damage. She says that, and it's
Yeah,
from
that's
the
what I'm saying.
stabs.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
yes.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like it
okay.
all plays in together, right? Like she's also like still very heavily dealing with Dewey and like everything that's happened. Gail is a very, very lonely woman, and they paint that very, very beautifully here. And it's sad. I don't want Gail to be a lonely woman.
And well, I mean, that's why I do love what they did with them because it's
Mm,
like she's lonely and Sydney realizes that.
yeah,
And I was like, good, I'm glad Sydney's being
I
nicer
know.
because
I
like
love how it ended with them. We'll get to
yeah.
it. I don't know. Stu calls again. Like, I'm back. And it's even worse this time because he's like, has a tripod. His phone is set up on a tripod. There's no movement whatsoever.
It's too HD. But all of the AI stuff was too HD. All of it
Fucking
fucking
hell,
was.
man.
We'll get there. Yes, we'll get there. So then do we just
Where
go
is it? As
immediately to
we're kind of splitting off here, right? Because we do have Tatum and the twins, and they go to the bar with all the other friends, and we have Sydney and Gail going to Fallbrook, which gives me like really warm 2000s research vibes, right? Like
I loved it. I was like,
every
yes,
horror
yes.
movie needs an insane asylum visit.
And your final girls go in to like investigate. So did you know who Ethan Embry was, or did you recognize him?
Which one? The
The
orderly?
orderly that is
Yes,
the
I know who he is. I've seen him in other things.
okay, because for me, I was like, well, that guy's Ghostface. That's
Yeah,
fucking
why
clear.
would he be hired here?
And like, as soon as he was like, yeah, that's John Doe that was in the next room, I was like, well, fucking clearly this dude is Ghostface. And I was a little annoyed that he just said, like, oh, the paperwork was lost. And they were like, oh, fuck. I
Mm.
was like, wait,
The
no, no, no,
paperwork thing
as
was some of the most like interesting could Stu be alive little tidbit that they got, and they didn't. I wish they would have followed that
we
up a
like
little
didn't
bit.
do
We
anything.
didn't do
Yeah.
anything with it, right? Because I don't know, that shit feels very true crime to me. Is like I don't know, missing paperwork and something from the 90s, this missing paperwork from the 90s, and what would that lead to? And like I don't know, and they kind of like, well, there's option A, there's option B, and then they never follow up with it. So I feel like that was dropped a little bit. And
Yeah,
then
that's why it bothered me. Yeah, because it
when
was
they
like,
go
okay,
to
but let's.
Carl's room as well, like I love the picture of Tori Spelling, by the way.
I
It's
did like that.
fantastic. It bumped it up a whole star for me. I was trying to like look for something on the wall that would like, I don't know, be
Because the
clueable or
drawings were
talkable. I didn't understand what that fucking was.
no.
Was that all Anna Camp? Was he drawing Anna Camp the whole time?
Right.
Because they knew each other, I guess.
Yeah, I was like a little bummed because I was like, ooh, who's that supposed
We
to be?
didn't
And then
pull
it was like,
anything from his room. We should have gotten
yeah,
something from his room, right? Because we're making the right moves. We're going and investigating the right places, but we're not really getting anything from them. We're getting more of
yeah.
the question of is Stu alive? Well, if you really want us to like may think that maybe Stu is alive, convince us a little bit, right? Do some shit.
Yeah, because him confirming that he was in the room, like fully, I was like, this man is Ghostface and Stu is not alive. That is very
Yeah,
clear from what we're doing.
yeah, and I maybe even questioned it a little bit earlier. I was like, it could be, but then that killed it for me, and then they leave.
And I just, it's just like, it's a Scream movie. And
Yeah,
like, you're bringing Ethan Embry in, who is like a big 90s dude. I had a biggest crush on him in Empire Records when I
he
was
got beautiful
younger.
lips.
He does. He's got pretty eyes. They gave him an unfortunate hairdo, but
Let's
still
just
would.
say, and he
No, they gave him like a
he's balding.
no, but they like the way it was pulled back was not. He's in great. He was in Grace and Frankie.
Was he?
But
Oh, I stopped watching that after season one. Mm.
he's their son, and he's the one of the sons in season
Is
one.
he?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that either.
He's like the like fuck up stoner son. um, yeah, I just like it was so I was like, well, Ethan Embry is not put in a Scream movie to either not die or not be Ghostface. So
Yeah.
I thought they could have even given them like, oh, maybe they do go look at the files and they get a chase scene while looking at like the files in the basement or some
Something
shit.
like that. And I also think he should have given them a hard no. You can't go look at that room. He walks off and then they snuck back there, right? Because don't lead them back there because then that's automatically like, okay, well, you,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah, yeah.
it's you.
But then what is it? After that, they decide to do the interview, right?
They're talking about how to like lure Stu out again, right? How to get another call, I guess, which they probably could have just waited. I'm assuming they're going to get a call. Just
Did
like
they get a
make sure if
call
we're
while?
all together, I feel like we'll get the call and we'll get a ghost
Yes.
face.
Did they get a call while they're? Because they get a call together, or is it right before the interview?
They get it right after the interview. So they decide to do the interview. And I wish that would have been longer. We didn't get it long enough.
I
And Sydney got a little too. I'm like, I understand the moment she got pissy, but then give questions beforehand, right? Talk
well,
about
but I did love that Sydney said you're gonna go easy on me, and she went, no, absolutely not.
it's very good stuff, right?
I was like, yes, that is my Gail.
Yeah,
Like for me, that is the misinterpretation that Six did of Gail, where like, yes, she will say to your face, no, I'm not gonna go easy on you, but she's not gonna be like regress, nasty, mean
yeah.
first movie Gail. So I like that she was still kind of bitchy with Sydney, but like,
There's
you
caring
know,
bonded.
yes,
There's like,
yes.
but she's still trying to get the story, and she's still like, this is what we've arrived to with Gail is that she has gone through all of this stuff. She doesn't have anybody else. She's a very lonely woman. And the only thing she has is Ghostface. I do think in the last movie they were very spot on about like you're scared that if Ghostface goes away, you fade away. And I think that is so perfect. And I think that is something that could even be explored in the next movie, right? Like do something with it. Um, and I wish I wish the interview would have gone on a little bit longer because I think what we are missing in this one is we have a lot of scenes of Sydney being like, well, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And then we get a little bit of her talking about it at the end. But I wish this would have been the interview to do it. This would have been
Yep.
her thoughts on it, her thoughts on like, I don't know, what does she reflect on? as far as all of this stuff before they get to the kids, and then the kids are when she's like, I'm okay, I'm done with this, I'm not doing this anymore, and blah 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 blah. Because these were some like that was a really good question that Gail asked about like, are you scared that your trauma is going to rub off on your kids?
And I don't think it's an unfair question. I don't.
It's not, but like it's one that I would get up to for too, because she's
Right.
drawing the line at her kids. Don't do that. But I don't know. Ask about her mother. If we're gonna do a 30th anniversary movie, we do have to dig up Maureen just once, and let's ask about it, right? Like let's ask about. Did you feel any hostility towards her for did you at any point ever blame her for all of this starting?
Right.
Or did you, I
Right.
don't know, really fair questions that seemed unfair to like even think, but I don't know. But we're moving the plot forward, so we didn't get all
Yeah.
that. And Stu
Yeah.
calls at the end.
I was a little bummed that it went too fast. I did like Gail like popping in to like tell Stu to fuck off. Like I did like
Yes.
and
Love
I
that.
really I did like that after Sydney canceled the interview. I really did appreciate
Their
that, like
moment.
you said, their moment. Yes, I
Mm.
really liked that we got Sydney looking at her and she was like, "Oh wait, Gail, even though like Sydney's the main victim, Gail has nothing." Like,
It is really
because
sad to see Gail in this movie. I do feel like, and we felt that we talked about this in the last one that that is probably what she feels and stuff like that.
but
But
they
this one you
didn't.
really see it. You really see it. We really see the shakes, and I do think she's probably developing like a pain pill addiction. Like I could see them going with it. Because what else does she fucking have, right? And it is nice to see Sydney acknowledging that, but not speaking on it just yet, because we got other things to do.
Right, right.
We're in action at this moment. Um, Stu calls. He's at the bar. Ghostface is at the bar. Whatever the fuck. AI's at the bar, and we do kind of focus on the bar. So I like all the bar stuff during the convo pieces, right? When
The
it's the
bar
twins that are
almost,
getting
yeah,
to,
the bar almost was like, okay, maybe I'll like some of these characters, but then we,
because the twin stuff is good, like, right? I really like Mindy's. Like chat's like we're not doing the rules anymore,
yeah,
and she
he's
sits
like, we're
down. She's
not,
like, you know what? Why not? And
yeah,
she's like, final girls. This is the messaging that I like in this movie. Is like, final girls don't get to have a happy ending because that's what we're all thinking. Why is Sydney here again? Why is she here again? Why are we doing this with her again? Other than to just give like, I don't know, Nev Campbell wants to come back and make a little bit of money from this franchise, and Kevin Williamson, and like they deserve to, but like, why? Why are we
yeah.
here story wise? And I love Mindy's point that like final girls don't get happy endings, right? So if you're gonna bring her back, then she got to go through the shit.
So Mindy and Chad a little bit reminded me of me and you in this one.
We are them. We would be. We've said this. We are Gail's interns. We are Gail's faggot
We have
interns. Okay.
said we have. You're
Died
right.
between 6 and 7. Okay. We're out there. Our scene is there somewhere on the cutting room floor.
We died by a lesser ghost
Oh,
face.
we did. We did. I said that one didn't reach Sydney.
But I do, and I actually don't dislike the
Hmm.
chase scene in the bar. I just don't like how it ends.
I hate it.
Um, yeah. Oh, you hated all of it?
I think it's so boring. It's like the cookie for me is really nice and crisp on the outside, and then the middle part is undercooked, and it is the bar. It is the bar and kind of the chase after the bar.
That's fair. That's fair. I it was a little goofy that it's like I didn't like the thing in the car with Tatum and her boyfriend because also then it was like, well, clearly this is a red herring. It can't be
Mhm.
him. But all of the AI stuff, including what she sees on his computer, felt like what my dad thinks AI
I
looks
told
like.
you this is why I hate this fucking like stop it with technology. Never again. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop it.
Like, right? I was like,
I'm
that's not
fucking
what this
over
looks like.
technology. This shit doesn't look like this. This is not how this is done. I mean, they even make the point anybody can do this shit. That's true.
Right.
Show how they do it, right? Like,
Yeah.
why is this man in front of a green screen? He got a green screen set up at his house. He does this often.
And the way it
We're
like
not even there yet. We're still at the fucking bar. Okay.
true. Well,
The
but
bar is.
that's happening concurrently.
Oh, it is. Yeah, because Tatum
Yeah.
goes off with him. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, which should have been Mindy and Chad being like, they do make a comment. They're like, should we have done, let that happen?
Yeah.
Then they're also like, wait, and then the other two suspects just went into the back. And I
Well,
don't
we
really
don't want
feel
to
like
get
getting stabbed
stabbed.
today. Yeah, loved
See,
it. See,
it's you and I.
they have my heart. They need at least two more movies before we kill one of them. One of
Right,
them's
I
gotta die
know.
eventually, but like 8 and 9, they should be fresh.
Yeah,
Um,
I really feel like this movie did prolong their
yeah. I think, and they should have gotten a really good chase scene through this
They should
bar.
have.
Because again, these chases in this bar are like kind of a duck and hide and then a little scuffle and then
I think I see why you didn't like it, but I think I just liked it because it was long. I liked that
mhm.
we like were
I,
going with
I
it.
thought it was too long for what we got from it though.
But I will say the like they can't find a door is so stupid when
I
they're
break a
like,
window
oh,
at that point.
right, like, well, there's a killer on the loose, so like it's fine if you were like, well, we gotta break the lock.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, the door's locked, we can't get out. Where is the door? How do we get out? And it's
Well, I
like,
think they were
what?
avoiding trying to. I read that they were avoiding trying to go into the back, and usually there's a back door. They probably knew that, but they were like not wanting to go into the back. So
Um,
that's okay.
you know what I kept thinking of in the kitchen chase? Jurassic Park. I really thought she was gonna do a Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Like,
It's like, have you
oh,
had the little
Ghostface.
thing? And I just kept
Yeah.
like thinking the claws. Ghostface's little claws on the floor.
I really was like, oh, Ghostface is gonna see her reflection and run into a door because he thinks it's
I
her.
don't know. It just like didn't really there was not really any this could
And
have
her,
been Gail's little hide and seek from Scream 2, you know.
I, okay, I think we should have. We got Mark Consuelos there. Give him a fucking death
Yeah.
scene.
He
Have
should have
Ghost,
died. He should have died really cool, you know.
have Ghost, like Gail and him are still there. The crew mostly leaves, and then Ghostface attacks them. And we do not stab Gail again
Oh,
because she
perfect.
cannot be stabbed
Amazing.
again.
Good idea, Ian, right? Like send the teens home. The teens go home, they survive another day, right? And we kill people in proximity to like the main cast that we're trying to actually focus on, you know, instead of because
Because
it does feel like the teens were only put there to be body count,
yes,
which is fine, but we removed ourselves too much from the story to go off with them when we could have been like at the TV station.
yeah, and like I didn't even remember that character's name when we're watching her chase scene.
Chloe, I did remember Chloe.
I was
Yeah.
like, huh. And I was like, oh, maybe she's the friend that'll survive because we need one friend to survive to die in the next one. But
Mhm.
no. And her death scene was so lame.
Yeah.
This is one of the scenes where it's like, oh, she's
She
dead.
fell on a glass.
That
She
is
fell on a glass.
so. I am wondering if a lot of these characters didn't have death
Oh,
scenes in the movie and they were like, no, we got to
let's
kill them.
add just in case.
Yeah, because that felt so corny, right? Like she's getting her ass whooped and then she just dies because she's thrown into a stack of glass cups.
Hmm.
That is so wildly lame.
Just
Like
like
even
a little
like
bit more of the hunt, a little bit more of the
yeah,
chase, a little bit more of like the almost gets. One of my favorite parts of Halloween 2007 is when Danielle Harris as Annie runs to the front door and she almost gets out. Like she gets out of the front door and he grabs her back in. Give us a moment like that, like the almost getaway, you know?
yeah, and I thought if we're going to make this that long, it should have been that.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, man, we've seen Scream movies. That other kid that runs in, the Anna Camp's son, he gets like stabbed a lot in the stomach and is still alive, but she gets like one
Stomach
piece of
wounds don't do
glass.
anything. We already know that. This is a Scream franchise.
But that's what I mean. Like a piece of glass in the side of a throat doesn't feel like that kills you in a Scream
By accident.
franchise. Yeah.
Oh.
And then we get that he is still alive. And then
And then it gets like piked on
I
this
thought that
little
was so
like
stupid.
yeah. Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I get we're going for brutal, but it
I
just
think at
felt
least it
like,
happened like pretty quickly. Like just it happened. It was there. It was a thing, and we move on. Although we do need to move back a little bit because like Mark got attacked in the garage. This is the only part where I thought he was so fucking stupid. And characters can be stupid in movies sometimes, but we've built him up to be kind of like
yes,
Sydney's match. So why is he turning his back
she
to
would never
everything?
do that.
He's
Yes.
turning his back to everything. There's sheets everywhere. He doesn't question why the garage door is open. Why is he picking up tools from the floor?
Right. Right.
And it's for that shot because it was a cool shot, right? But like he could have found evidence on the floor or something, like a
Yes.
boot print gone down, looked at it, or some little like thing that would have got his attention. We could have still got that cool shot, right? Why are we picking up hammers?
It also felt so weird because it's like, well, why? Like, we saw this man is like trained. This man knows about the ghost face
He's
shit.
good. Him and Sydney probably have a million and one fucking plans.
And like he's like, strange noise in a dark
Before
room.
they let all these random ass people in their house to like do this whatever the fuck the renovation is, I don't know what's happening with the
Me
renovation, but
neither.
before they let all these people in, they had a game plan. What is going to happen with this? What if our workmen are ghost faces?
Right?
So don't tell me that he's going into a garage blind and like, and this is one of those things where I'm not just gonna like accept, suspend disbelief, accept blah 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 blah, because his character deserved better, I think. Um,
I was glad it wasn't his death scene because but I need them to stop doing death scenes that are not death
they just
scenes.
wrapped him in plastic
And
and
stabbed
left
him
him there.
a lot. Like
He is a blood bag. Like Angel Boreanaz is walking around outside and goes up to him and thinks that's a blood bag. You know? The fuck is this? What was this? And he just stays in the
right?
garage all day.
For
He
that's a
he
long
has been
time, right?
listening all day as they set up their little AI trap.
Yes. And like, I don't know, then why did we give like if we're gonna do that, then have them like stab him
Yeah.
once, not stab him a bunch and wrap him in plastic. Like
Fucking tie him
that
up. Tie him up. Tie him
right,
up. Dewey got hit in the forehead with the handle of a knife and they
right.
just tied him. Do it.
It's fine. But like they gave him a death scene and that was like
Yeah.
dumb.
He
And
had
also if
two death scenes in this movie, the stairs and the garage, okay? This is Sydney's match. He never dies.
that's true, yeah. But like I also feel like if it was his death, like I because I thought he was dead, I was like, that was
I
kind
wonder
of
which
bad.
ones, because I know that they filmed alternates of some of these, and I wonder which ones.
Yeah. I think Chloe was going to survive because her death scene was so bad.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like she had to have been supposed to have survived.
I did hear in my sort of research after watching the movie that the twins were shot in both ways, where there's death scenes for them, but they weren't like Chad would have died there, right? It wasn't
Mm.
some like big thing, but they just kept both of them alive. I'm glad they
I'm
kept
glad
both of them alive,
because,
but like, this is
especially like you said, don't kill them in a movie where they're in like 10
also
minutes of it.
Mindy. Come on, you didn't get a better fight than that. Where's the fight? Where's the knockdown punches? Where's the
I, her next movie, I want her to fucking kill Ghostface and her to be right
She
about who
deserves
Ghostface.
to be right about a ghost face and to kill
Right?
the ghost face, right?
Right?
She should decide that it's a cult of ghost face and we're going to
Yes.
hunt these cult members. I'm ready for
I
it.
did gasp when Chloe turned around and stabbed Chad, only because I thought she stabbed him in the heart. And I was like, I was gonna be so mad if that's how he died. Because right, that would have been
That was a
like
big ass fucking knife too. That was right there. And I don't know how that happened because that was Ghostface coming at you.
right.
I don't know how they did a little switcheroo,
And
like
like
a
Chad and Mindy wouldn't have
twirl.
seen, yeah.
Y'all didn't
But
see this, man. My gosh, I don't know. We're just going to suspend and disbelief.
so then we what? Then we get
We're back with Tatum, right? So Tatum and her boyfriend, they're in the car, and Tatum finds on the laptop the whole AI bullshit, and she hits him with the laptop, and look, I'm fine. This man should have died by now because there's no other point for him to be in the movie. And she takes off running, and so I got really hyped when I saw the run, right? Because I'm thinking, ah, sick. You know, like Kevin Williamson knows how to write a fucking long ass chase scene. This is going to be our long ass chase scene. And it is long,
it
but
is
it is
long.
so directionless. So I'm fairly comparing it to Helen Shivers in I Know What You Did Last Summer because those are the two sides of the same chase scene, right?
Mm.
They're both running through town. They both got a killer they're running from. But what makes Helen Shivers is so fantastic was that she had a point A to point B. She knew where she was going, and that we were on that journey with her. This one, we were kind of just like corner to corner, building to building. We didn't have a direction, and she should know this is where the town should have come in. And she should have like we should have seen her like clocking street signs and being like little latte, and
It felt like
going for
she didn't
little
know where she was
latte,
going.
going
Yes.
through an alley to get to the little latte, going through something to get to the little latte, right? Like she is on her way somewhere, and we're there with her, going on her way. We hope she makes it to the little latte because we know Sydney's got a gun in there. Like we know some shit is going down. Um, and like I don't know, Sydney could have called her. They could have like ended up on the phone a little bit earlier, and she could have been like, what street are you on? What street are you on? Oh yes, you're just around the corner. You got to get over there because there's a gun over there or whatever." It just felt so directionless that I felt bored kind of watching her do the same like
No, I
hide
agree.
duck and
And
chase.
because it looked like a WandaVision set, like I don't know, it didn't look like a
I think
real
that
fucking
bothered you a little bit
town.
more than I did.
It bothered me
Yeah.
because it looks like a Lifetime movie. Like
Yeah.
it did not look like a Scream movie to me. And all the streets looked the same. Everything looked the fucking same. It never looked like she was anywhere different. It looked like we had that one street. It looked like in Buffy, where it's like, oh, we
It
got
did look
the
like one street. I don't know which corners she was turning.
because it
Because
felt
we
like the
it's the one street
same.
with the movie theater.
And man, was I annoyed that she watches her boyfriend die
Standing
and
there, like,
then pushes Ghostface. Is like, oh wait, let me push you into this glass, and it's like, but I felt like you were waiting for him to
don't do
die
it,
first.
Ghostface. No,
Yeah,
please.
and
Like
like this is Sidney
smizing
Prescott's
while he's
daughter.
dying.
Yes, and it's not that I care about him. It's just it felt stupid for the
It
character
would
to
have been
like,
nice because I understand that they're trying to make her like the daughter that wasn't trained properly, blah, 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 blah,
right,
blah. But you're still, your fight or flight should still be in Sydney's essence. And you should still be like, just badly, like trying to fight the guy
right,
off. Just be
and
bad at it, right?
maybe
Like
Ghostface knocks her over.
you're
Yeah,
uncoordinated or something, right? Like, but you're there doing something because also, why the fuck did we bring the boyfriend back just to get stabbed here? Like, it's
right.
weird, and it breaks up the chase that we have going on, right? Because like we're just stopped, and we're stopped in front of that fucking the wood flowers sign that we were in. I don't know. That felt
Yeah.
like a damn 20-minute stand right there.
Again, so the flower stand, and there was like a little like cart when
Hmm.
they first panned across the town, and I was like, this looks like a toy set of a town. This looks
It probably
like
was a real town though. Don't shit on them. Those are probably
no,
real
but
people's businesses.
it just didn't look real.
That's Atlanta,
It all
Georgia.
it all looked like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking Google that right now.
Probably is, man. That's Atlanta.
Um, Set in the fictional ground, blah 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 blah. Primarily shot in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. I think it just felt like what you said earlier, felt like that's the first time they're talking to each other. It felt like that was the first time she was ever on that street. And
Because
I
if
need to
we knew
feel like they grew up there, you
yes,
know?
and if we knew she was like, because sure, she runs the cafe, which makes sense, but I feel
Yeah.
like that should have always been the like, oh, she's gonna head to the cafe.
And Kevin wrote Helen Shivers' trace scene. Like
Oh,
this mirrored it so not well, but it mirrored it
right.
that I don't know what we did here. Where we went wrong. This could have been a really good fucking like alleyway chasing or something, right? When she does get to the little latte, I think that's some good shit.
Yes, I was gonna say, but
Yeah.
when she gets there, I do like it. She finally starts kind of being smart,
Mm.
and like she knows she goes for the gun. She like barricades herself. I did like that. And I mean, we already saw it in the trailer, so it wasn't as exciting, but I did like Sydney being like, shoot now. No, shoot now, shoot right
It was still
now.
pretty exciting for me. I noticed that the exciting parts that were in the trailer that I was a little bit irked about them giving away. I think those were pretty exciting still for me, at least. And I think I don't know when he starts like typing in the code, I did feel like oh. You gotta that's good shit. It's like those are like really good moments, right? Surrounded by just not so good shit.
But also, how would he know the code?
Was that which one was that? The guy?
Because Anna Camp killed her son. So she was at the bar. This was the guy.
Well, Anakin probably would have known the code somehow. I don't fucking AI. AI did it. It was ChatGPT. They asked ChatGPT what Sydney's code was, and I don't know. And I also feel like Tatum's birthday as your safe code is too easy for Sydney Prescott. Like I know Sydney Prescott probably picks the Google suggested passwords. You know, them shits is like 50 characters long. Um,
Yeah, but
but
also
it's
don't forget,
good. Mm.
City's
What'd
older
you,
than me.
yeah. Still good shit. I'm happy with it. You know, she runs into the office. She the whole that is like I don't know, this is the good shit that feels kind of earned is the Sydney and daughter team up and this is how
Yes.
they're going to team up and this is like a really good use of fucking technology. Like I love this.
Hmm.
Um it just shouldn't have been Tatum the entire movie just like
Yeah.
Right? Like at least like throw a flower pot at him. She does
That's why
push him through a window. I'm gonna
I
give her some credit. She pushes him
but
through a window.
waits
I
till her
think on
boyfriend's been
accident,
murdered.
but you
Yeah.
know.
But I did like that once she has the fight and
Yeah.
like once she does shoot him and I appreciated that she did go to shoot him and then
I just think what made this so good was Nev Campbell. And I do think the
yeah,
actress who played Tatum was good, right? But I just think that like
she just wasn't
also
given a lot.
I was
Yeah.
like really hoping she wasn't gonna have a moment going, Mom, I can't do it. Because it's not gonna turn into the Karen one from Halloween 2018 where she's like, gotcha, right? She was genuinely like, I can't do it.
I was so annoyed when she said that.
It
I was
broke
like,
my
"What do you
eyes
mean
so
you
fucking
can't? You
hard.
are
Like,
going to
shut the
die."
fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
And
I
like,
get
I'm a
it.
big
I get it. You're
baby.
not confident, okay? I
Right.
heard it when you were playing the dog.
And like, I am a big baby. I think my biggest worry would be like, I'm gonna miss. I don't know how
Yeah.
to shoot a gun. I'm gonna miss. That would be my
That should have been the question
worry.
she asked, right? Like
Right.
how do I do or like I don't know. Okay,
I've never
but
shot a gun before. How do I aim it?
it was still a good scene because
Yeah.
Nev Campbell made it, right? Like I love Nev Campbell's acting as Sydney Prescott so fucking much. I think she's so fucking good. She the franticness in her voice, right? As she's like watching, she's like aim for the calendar. She's like, wait, no, actually do it now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt like I was going fucking crazy, right? I felt like that's how Tatum should have felt in the moment. Like it's just,
Yes.
you know,
That did bother me when she was like, I
yeah.
can't. And I was like, no, just like say something else. Like, not that.
Like I don't know what the fuck to do. Is it on? Is this the safety? Is this
Because
the
like my ass who like never touches a gun, I even was like, is that like a fancy gun? Because it was like bright silver
it
and had
looked
like a
gold, right? I thought it was
right,
gold.
yeah. I was
Well,
like,
is that some James Bond shit?
I have to ask Zach. I don't
That's
know.
her
He'll know
special
better.
gun. She keeps that at the little latte
Fair.
in her office.
That's her like expensive
That's
gun.
a
She had
good one,
custom.
right? Yeah. The amount Sidney Prescott has probably spent on guns, and we should have seen them all, right? Like, it should have been Laurie Strode up in that bitch. It should have
She should
been.
open that safe and there's like
She should have a
25.
gun cabinet.
Yeah.
You know what? Have you ever seen the headboard where they like push their hands up and like a shotgun comes out of it? It's like Sydney should have had that. That's some
But and I
shit.
will to give Tatum credit, she does fight. I like appreciate that she
Love it,
does.
love it. You know what we need to do? We do need to start giving her a little bit more credit. I think her like little I think they try too hard not to make her a Mary Sue. And I
Yeah.
appreciate it, sure. But then
Right.
it like goes a little bit overboard. There's like a good balance to be had there. And I do think she fights and I love that. I love that she shoots. I love that she goes up. And I love this part, right? This is like the Tatum's a little bit like she's not trained well. Because when she questions shooting him in the head, she's like, but he's already dead. And Sydney's like, no,
Right.
shoot him. Like, that's a real question. That's a real like,
Right.
and shooting somebody is kind of traumatic that she wouldn't want to do it again.
Right.
Um, and then he like gets up and like throws her around. She gets fucking the shit kicked out of her.
She
And I do think
does.
like the moment where both goes, where she realizes there's two and it goes into slow motion. I think that was really fucking good. I do think that was like,
Zach, I agree because I feel like it
okay,
shouldn't have worked. And I don't
thank
know
you,
why, because
thank you.
we know there's always more. So it
I
shouldn't
just
be
don't
that.
think you're expecting it in that moment. You know,
Yeah.
I think you're
Because also,
expecting him to be gone the next time she turns around, but
and I think it's because that feels like, ooh, she might die. I think that maybe it's a little bit of that. And
she should
like,
have.
no, absolutely not. But I really, even though it worked for me, I was like, why does that work? Because we know there's more. That's not a surprise. There's more than one ghost face. But yeah, I did think that worked really well because it's like, oh fuck, we just saw her
Well,
like fight the hardest she's ever fought, and now
and then I
we're
feel her fear in that, where they're both coming at her, and she
yeah,
kind of like goes up into herself, and
yeah.
it's
Because like,
scary. It's scary. You don't know what's happening with that.
I mean, that
Yeah.
kind of is like, well, fuck, I'm dead, right? Like you
My
just put
gosh.
all of your energy into that one fight, and now
Oh,
there's two.
and did you hear Sydney scream Tatum when she first comes in? She did it at the theater, but she does it a lot better here. It's where it's like it's the Sydney on the Woodsboro set screaming Dewey, like
Yeah,
that kind of like panic scream where she screams Tatum in the little latte, and it just
yeah, I felt bad for her. I
give
was
Nev
like,
an
oh,
extra million for that.
my Sydney.
I did feel bad, and then oh my gosh, was she wearing high? She's got sneakers on or high?
I don't
Did
know.
we
I didn't
catch
watch it.
it? I have
I
to look
don't know.
later, but she's been running around this whole fucking town. Because that was Gail's car, right? Gail's car
I
couldn't get it open.
also,
Okay. Alistair
I'm
explained it to
like,
me.
but wouldn't it have been faster to
To
just
run
go
inside
back,
and get the keys.
be like, need the keys, let's all go. Like, Like no
Gail's on
matter
some
how
pills. We don't know how slow
right,
she is. She
like no matter how close it was, it just feels like it would have been faster to just run back in and get the keys.
she doesn't. She's running around this entire town, and she finally gets back to her house. And this is our big finale showdown, right? This is what we have. So, quick recap: she goes in the house. There's AI videos everywhere, pest killers. She goes
Wait,
around.
no, we need to talk about the AI. We can't
Whoa,
breeze
whoa, no, we're
past.
gonna come back to it. We're just gonna do an entire like
Okay.
discussion about the end. Yes, she goes through that. She goes in the backyard. Tatum's tied up in the backyard. Both killers come out. One of the orderly, and then Jessica at a camp.
Yep, camp.
Um, yeah, and then there's a whole explanation, and then they kill Anna Camp, and they kill the other Ghostface. And yes, so okay, she gets to the house. AI.
I I don't I was trying to decide if it maybe would have been a tiny bit better if we didn't know about it, but I this looked like I have a really good comparison for you that you will appreciate. I'm gonna
Ah,
put it in pop girl terms.
hell yeah.
So Taylor Swift did Bad Blood and had all these cool cameos,
I know what
right?
you're talking about. Yes,
Do you know what I'm gonna compare it
one
to?
of them, right? It was which
Uh-uh,
one was it?
uh-uh, uh-uh. So that was like a big thing, right? It had all these cameos, all these big famous names in it. They said their names. And then Madonna did a video.
Oh, was that the same time period?
It was like a few
Huh.
months later, and Madonna did a video
There
that
was a
looked like it
couple
was,
of them that had to be like just shot on a black screen.
yes,
Leave
and it had
Madonna alone.
Beyonce, even Beyonce as a cameo, but it all was clear nobody
Mm,
went anywhere and they shot it in their homes. And it like they all lift up screens as they're dancing. I remember this video very well because one of
yeah,
my student workers was in that video. She
I
was a
also
dancer
love
in the
that
video.
video.
But you can at least agree the cameos are not done
Uh,
well.
I think they're done fine. They're just there. I don't care. I don't
It's
care enough. But I get what you're saying. Yes, the comparison stands. Yes, we see the
Thank
comparison.
you.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
So like this looked like that, where it looked like they shipped these actors black t-shirts and a green screen and were like, film yourself. I don't fucking care. Because this just looked like the actors. It did not look like the characters. Why would Dewey look older and have
Makes
different
him
hair?
well, no, 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 not Dewey. I don't think Dewey. I think Dewey had the biggest benefit out of all of them, right? Because he had just died
I
a couple
just,
years
but not
later,
just
earlier,
died.
a couple of years earlier, and like you can't age that much in like 6 years. He didn't. I don't know. I'm giving him more credit than everybody else because why are we looking at an old ass Nancy Loomis, an
And
old
Scott
ass
Foley,
fucking Scott
like
Foley, and it's I just could have done without it. And if we're not even going to get a Jill, Jill looks the closest right now. I got the shirt if they would have fucking called me.
yeah, like that one would have made more
Oh my
sense.
gosh. I don't know. Yeah, and I like the idea we came up with earlier. It's just like it's victims of Ghostface that Sydney loved, and they're taunting her through the movie, and then we don't have to have her walking through a house full of screens because the house full of
There's
screens
too many
really pissed
screens.
me off. Really pissed me off. I don't like the way the video was set up. The AI like going through Stu's house and landing on each of them, and they each get a moment. It is so nostalgia driven and just fan service heavy that it takes us out of the finale that's supposed to be. We just left off on Sydney screaming Tatum's name and the high tension that was bringing us, and this really just had me there. Like I rolled my eyes at every single one of these people, and I love all
And
of them.
you,
Love them.
right? I was gonna say you and I like these characters. It
Yes.
should have been you and I should be the target audience for something like this to easily love it.
Mhm.
But it was so poorly
It
done.
was done terribly. Ask a 20-year-old how to do this. They will tell you, they will figure it out. They can
One of
make
my
it on
fucking
TikTok.
students,
They can make it
yes,
on TikTok.
one of my students could have logged into Sora and done a TikTok on this. It looked better than these did.
This looks like shit. It looked like shit and it didn't belong in this movie. And it just was a cool idea, poorly executed, I guess.
Right? Yes, I think because it's not a bad idea in theory. It's a
Mhm.
like it makes sense. But also, my big issue with this is we are using all this AI for like these shitty purposes to stalk Sydney, to terrorize her, but they are saying nothing about it.
It's not the motive. There's no motive attached to it.
Because, right, the Scream movies, normally when they're using it, it's like there's a reason and there's like a thing. And this said
Nope.
nothing. It
It
just was
didn't.
like
It was only set up to be is Stu
to have,
alive?
yes.
And they could carry that into the next one. I think that's fine, whatever. I would even appreciate it if they did that. If Stu's alive. She gets to the backyard, and we have the fucking I don't know,
This
and
was
it's
the
more
worst.
nostalgia. We no sets. We don't have any better sets to do a finale than
Again,
Sydney.
it
And
looked
you're not
cheap.
gonna convince me that Sydney's backyard is 20 feet
Is that
long.
small,
It's
right?
20 like 20 paces, 20 steps. She's got a fucking patio backyard.
Like, okay, if we're gonna redo the Scream one, okay, give us a
Yeah.
fucking cool set piece, like a giant fucking backyard with a house and a pool. Like, but also, also,
Mhm.
I can't remember which one of them wants it this way, but the fucking door swinging
So,
open.
okay, well, I've been listening to you all day talk about this, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. I do think there was another killer, and I think there could have been a couple other killers.
Ugh, ugh.
Are all of you on Facebook listening to me? Because we have to talk right now, okay?
And I hate all
So
of you
I
if you're
think the
listening.
boyfriend was the killer. I do think he was involved in it. I think he set up the AI. I understand that they said the other guy did. I think the boyfriend was also setting up the AI. And I do think there's somebody else there because that door did not just open up by itself. Somebody was behind the door and somebody opened up the door for Anna Camp to come walking through.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to. I think anyone who thinks that is giving this movie too much credit. It's a fucking stupid,
I'll do
poorly
it. I'll
together
do it because I
movie.
love you, Kelvin
And I
Williamson.
think it's also stupid. That would be stupid. And we have said this every single fucking Scream movie, and we can't have the same theory for every fucking Scream movie.
So here's why I will give it credit, just from me, right? Is that we know Kevin Williamson has always had plans that have always gone unrealized because he's always like chopped from the end. He's not
Right,
allowed
right,
to
right.
continue his little plan, but he's always had a plan. So I have to trust that he does have a plan here. And I think that there were enough nuggets throughout the movie that I do believe were intentional. And I trust Kevin Williamson enough to understand that if he was doing a seven, he had an eight in mind, and he probably knows where that is going. He would have had five in mind. He knew where five was going. He knew where fucking three was going. Ian, come on, you have to like buy that.
No, I don't.
That
No.
Kevin Williamson
This
doesn't know
movie
where
was
an
so
eight would
poorly put
go.
together. No, I don't at all.
Well, we just
No.
gotta disagree on that one because
The
I did
movie looked shitty,
Kevin.
the writing was shitty, the characters were written shitty. That does not say I have a
I
plan.
love you
It says I have no
guys.
plan. I slopped this together because there was like 10 different rewrites.
Hmm.
And this is kind of what we got.
Well, Kevin, when you invite everybody to your house to first screening of Scream 8, I thought you were brilliant and believed in you from the beginning. Just
I
remember
don't even
that.
think it's his fault. I just think this is very clear a
Yeah.
movie that went through 10 different people
Well,
in
okay, so then
charge.
the ghost face reveal in a camp, we've got the orderly and we've got the motivation. What do you think about the motivation?
I think this is the worst Ghostface reveal
Truly.
in any Scream movie. I
Okay.
barely followed what she was saying when she was saying it. And it's like, I don't care about these characters. These characters are not, and it's fine if one of them is nothing, right? That often happens.
Mhm.
In four, which we love Jill Roberts, what's his face is kind of nothing. That's fine. In Scream 2, we get Nancy Loomis is the killer and Mickey's kind of nothing.
Yeah.
That is perfectly fine if like the one is the second in command and he's kind of nothing. These were two characters that were nothing. They
Mhm.
like did nothing. They didn't, and I do like Anna Camp, but I don't know that it
She
worked.
wasn't utilized. She just wasn't utilized. And she looked great. Actually, as a ghost face reveal, like she had the look going. I was really happy with the look. The messy hair, the messy makeup looked great. Now I liked the motive. Actually loved the motive but I thought it was very poorly executed, the motive. But I loved the motive because uh we're not going to say any names, but there's one specific person that I have in mind who they have to have modeled in a camp on. Would you agree with me?
um,
We're gonna leave that genderless as well.
yeah.
Would you do you see it?
I do. I do.
Okay.
I do. I fully
And
fucking do.
in that way, I think there was a reference there. I don't know, maybe not to that specific person, but to enough of those kinds of people who were
Zach, I
saying the
didn't.
same things. The type of fan that screams, well, that screams the motive here. I won't say it specifically because
Right, right,
that
right,
might clock us a bit, but
right, right. I mean, we're gonna get clocked. But I do, I do agree with you that like in theory, it's not a bad motive. I think it was bad here because I think there should have. So, like, normally the motive is like
yeah.
fits with the crimes that we've gotten. And this motive did not fit with the crimes that we have gotten.
Hmm.
I don't think it fit with killing the people at Stu's house and burning Stu's house down.
That was so disappointing, wouldn't it? Because I thought we were burning down nostalgia, and I was really hoping
Right.
that's what we were leading
And that
up
was not
to.
what we were doing.
No,
Right.
it was not.
Um, and like, as she's explaining it, I was like clocking out because I'm like, but that
Mhm.
doesn't match with anything we've gotten.
Well, and
Like,
then she twists it right there too, because she's such a Sydney head. But then she's like, "But you know what? We're gonna kill you, and this is the new final
yeah,
girl." When really it should have keep course, keep course. We're gonna kill Tatum in front of you because your
yes,
life is trauma, and
right.
so we are going to keep your life trauma, and we're gonna kill your daughter in front of you, and you're never gonna be able to get over that,
Because I didn't
right?
understand why she would want to keep the daughter alive.
Yeah, they twisted it. They twisted the motive right at the very end. They like pulled it right out from under us, and we
And
almost had it. We were almost there.
what really pissed me off too was like she brutally murdered her son, and she's just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I took care of him. He was like his dad." It should have been, "I'm mad at you, Sydney,
Him
because
and
I had to kill
both
him."
of them. No, it
Or
should have been
yes,
both of them just together. Like that would have
yes,
just made more sense.
no, I agree. But if we had to kill the son, it should have been that she blamed Sydney, like, "Oh, well, look what you made me do,
Mhm.
murder my son." And like that feels, I don't care. Sure, she murdered her
Yeah.
son, but it feels like something that we make a plot point
Hmm.
rather than just like, "Oh, I took care of him." And it's like they gave him the worst, biggest
Mm.
death scene that was like intentional. Like she turns on the beer tap
And maybe
for
just for the
goofs.
purpose of saying Anna Kemp is not the killer, but nobody could no nobody thought Anna Kemp wasn't
It
the killer. We
didn't
still thought I
matter.
still thought Anna Kemp was the killer. I was like, oh, but she killed her son. Right? Didn't
And
work.
again,
And we can have an obvious killer. I think that is completely fine.
yeah,
But you gotta pad it with something else, right? You gotta like dig out the motive. You gotta do like, I don't know, like it's something some shit's gotta like really
yeah, I just
add the
it
frills.
did not work for me at
Hmm.
all. And like you said, I do wish if we had played into that and like because like think of five, right?
Yeah.
We intentionally are redoing Scream because they want Nev Campbell, they want Sidney Prescott to come back.
Hmm.
And that's like what the whole movie's leading to. And it fits together with what we had been getting, and this just did not,
Yeah.
which is again why I think giving this movie credit for like, well, we're setting up. No, they didn't set up shit because they didn't even set up their own killer in this movie.
Yeah, I think it was poorly executed. I do love the motive though, so I'm stamping that down. Love the motive, because I see it so that has been the conversation the last few years as this movie was being made. That like, oh, the last since Scream 5, that like
Yeah,
that's Sydney. Sydney is
right.
the only person that can have a battle of ghost face. They can only be Sydney. Why isn't Sydney here? Why isn't Sydney in New York? I've heard so many people say, why isn't Sydney in fucking New York? Like, I'm glad they put it in here because some of y'all need to take a look at this and understand. Because I'm also seeing the way people are interpreting the motive, and
Yes.
they are the fan that this is talking about, and they are not they're not reading it correctly. They need to
Okay,
like
okay,
do some
but
self-reflection.
I want you to do some
All
self-reflection because
right.
they are punting
Okay.
on the people that think Stu is alive. They are showing that they are stupid.
Stu's
They
not
are
fucking
saying,
alive.
"Look
I
how
know Stu's
dumb."
not alive. I'm just saying that would be fucking fun for me. I think it would be fun. Sue me. I would like Stu to be alive. I don't
No.
think Stu's alive, but I do think there's other killers. But
Ugh.
I don't think that Stu is alive.
I have spent the last like 3 days reading Facebook posts from dumb fuck Scream fans being like, "There was clearly more killers. Stu is clearly alive," and I'm just like, "I
I've got
hate
some
all of
really
you."
funny shit to send you that actually I have saved up. Talking about this movie, some of the interpretations of the motive. It's just I don't know. Some people are not getting it that it's about
I
you.
I don't think. I mean, but that's what happened with five, right?
Hmm.
Everything Richie. I mean, we dealt with those fans. Like
Yeah.
in the Scream fandom, there is no winning because you and I liked the new movies. We
Oh,
liked
people
the
are
old
gonna.
movies.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised
People,
if people ripped us to shreds for this
I'm not
one
looking even
for
forward to the
fucking
comments
theirs.
on this. I don't care what the comments
If
say.
you get really angry about anything that we're saying, you may be the person that we're talking about.
Now that we've
They
ranted,
bring out Joe McHale. He's alive in the body bag, and I do like that. He's like,
They're like cutting
It's
his daughter loose
I
and
was
like
like torn whether I liked it or not,
I
Zach, because
liked
I'm
it.
like,
Give him
oh
a
cool,
win.
yeah, I like the family,
If they
the
keep him in
family,
action, right, instead of they're helpless, I like it, right? Because it is what they're telling us he is, and I prefer that.
but
So
I think it's just a part of me is like, well, this man in a death scene. How was he even moving that hand?
yeah.
Like,
I think it would have been better had it been just all three of them fighting off two ghost faces and
yeah.
you know,
And so
it'd have been nice.
I do I like that they give Nev as Sydney because this is my favorite Sydney. We know I
Hmm.
love Sydney hanging up on Ghostface when she's like, "Oh, please," in the like garage renovation chase. Like she has had it with
Hmm.
Anna Camp's Ghostface, and that is the Sydney that I love. And I just love her rolling her eyes. And I don't even remember, do you remember? I don't remember what Anna Camp's Ghostface says.
She was like whispering her name like Sydney.
And she's like, ugh, like
Yeah.
Sydney's not pressed about this. You're not gonna scare her. Like,
That's why she turns on the radio because she's like, oh, kind of embarrassed me a little bit.
and I do like them both shooting her until her face falls
Well,
off.
and then I also think like Anna Kemp and Sydney had a really good fight.
They did,
Like
yes.
the fight was fucking good. It was a good fight. A good fight. Yes, a lot of good stabbing, a lot of good like, getting each other and is well matched fight, I think. So
Also,
that
it's
was
the first
nice.
time, maybe ever. Is it ever? I was trying to think. I was like, has Sydney ever like fought someone who was exactly her? Like, this is also like a wine mom living in the suburbs. And like, I don't think she's ever fought someone that's like her
Stu
direct
Billy. Billy was kind of tiny, but like I just think she was still tinier.
Nancy Loomis,
And Nancy
Mickey.
Loomis had the power suit on the heels, so that doesn't count. Mickey's very tall. Um, Scott
But you know what I mean?
Foley was taller. Jill, I guess, but she didn't really fight Jill,
But
did
Jill's not her
she?
equal,
Nah,
and Jill's younger. Jill's like a
mm,
younger
I don't
teen.
think so. Then no.
Yeah, I think this
Huh.
is the first, and so I kind of like the idea that it's like, well, we're evenly matched. Let's fucking go, wine mom,
And
and
they
like
did.
them like,
They should have
and
had
they
wine
did.
bottles. Just
They, I almost could have like had that fight go on a little longer, honestly.
honestly, they should have like it should have moved into the house. It should have like messed some shit up. It should have like
Yes, yes,
yeah.
because the garage renovation is cool, but like we had already done that, so it's like, all right, let's go to
It's
other
also like
places.
oh my God, I just rolled my eyes so much at Tatum, and I'm so sorry, the lady who plays Tatum. You did great. You did great. But I just roll my eyes at everything she fucking does in this movie. And when she's like over her dad and her mom's like got the gun and she's like, stay with your dad. And she like turns to go in the garage. She's like, no, don't, no, don't leave us. She's two steps away. She's right there.
Right.
You can
She's
see her.
you can see, like
You could see that if she needs some help, you can run up, but stop screaming at her. Let's zen out. If
yeah,
Sydney needs her favorite song played, we can
we
put
don't have
that on.
time. Yeah.
Okay, I bet she loves Breathe In by Ariana Grande. We could probably put that on for her.
She probably does.
The Wicked soundtrack, if we need no
Oh
more
yeah,
words of
yeah,
Wicked.
yeah. She definitely loves that.
Whatever Sydney needs in this moment, but like, let's just like settle down and let her go for a second. Mm.
Yeah, but again, I did like her coming in and them
Oh, I loved
shooting.
it. I loved it. Yes, when you
But
heard that she needed some help.
again, even that like it was a little too CGI. I wish they'd done a more practical effect.
Mm, that face
Because
falling off.
yeah, there was
Yeah,
like a second when I couldn't tell what I was looking at, and I was like, oh, that's her face. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Um, but like again, that was like a moment of like a little too CGI. And I know this is just me. This is just me. But I was talking to Wes,
Mm.
my trainer that I work out with on Zoom, and as he liked it a little bit, I think maybe a little bit more than you did actually. And he normally isn't like normally we talk about movies and he fucking hates them. But he was like, yeah, Gail should have come in at the end and helped them shoot someone. And I was like, yeah, I kind of would have liked that.
So this is, and I saw because I was thinking about that, and then I saw somebody say this. Is sometimes the fandom comes in at the right moments, and they do say the thing that I've like can't just pinpoint in my head, and I like that she said it out because it was Sydney giving her that almost as a gift. Is like, I'm not going to include you in this. I see that you're really going through it, and that this is like starting to have a really serious toll on you, and I'm gonna
All
leave you
right.
out of it as a gift to my friend. It would have been great for us to see Courtney Cox in it, and getting to have that little fight and flipping the bitch over the counter again, right? Like we would have loved it. But I like it for the character because it's Sydney giving her that grace, that moment. Um, and maybe that wasn't the intention, but That's how I'm gonna take it. That's how I'm gonna read it. Because I think Sydney is very kind and thoughtful that way. So
But I
it's okay.
did, I mean, even so, I love that Gail comes in and Sydney. I This is a moment that I have wanted for so long. And
Yeah.
I was glad we finally got it. And I loved that Sydney, because I did think a little bit like, oh, but Sydney, why wouldn't
Oh,
you
and she did
trust
say it
Gail?
earlier. Yeah, we didn't mention it, but Sydney says that Tatum was the last friend that she ever
Right,
trusted. Mm.
right. And I did think that was a little harsh
Yeah.
when she said it, because it was like, okay,
I
like I
think it was
understand.
just thoughtless, is what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. And like, I get, yeah, you don't have to love Gail. She doesn't have to be your best friend, but like, you should trust her at
You
this
can
point. You
trust her,
guys
though.
have like
Yes.
been through quite a lot together, and she like, as much as she'll give Sydney shit, she will have her back.
Hmm.
Which we saw in this movie. She fucking runs in with that SUV and just smushes Ghostface. So I was really glad that they did have the moment of Sydney being like, I do trust you, and Gail being like, do you want me to drive you to the hospital? And her being like, I would love that. And them holding hands, I almost cried. I was like,
It
my
was just good.
girls.
It was good. And her letting her know that, oh my God, we had like a million New York references in this. We got it. Sydney
Or a
wasn't
little
in
too
New
many,
York.
yes. Yeah.
But I did like the end one where she's like, I should have been there in New York. And it's not, I should have been in there in New York to be part of the Ghostface thing. I should have then been there for you. I
For
should
you,
have realized
yes.
that you were part of this and I always want to be there for you. And, but I even don't think that's like, a real shitty thing that Sydney did is just Sydney has decisions to make, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that she's making them every time somebody comes around to kill her, and I think give her a little grace, but it's nice seeing the sort of
Well, and
acknowledgments, and I hope in Scream 8 we just get like a little, maybe it starts with a little vacay that they're on together, a little vacation,
yeah.
little
Or like,
cruise.
but like the reason I don't mind Sydney saying that is because Gail wasn't saying, why didn't you pick me? Like, that was
Yes.
not Gail's line of thinking at all. And I don't think Gail
Hmm.
thought that.
I don't
So
think so either.
that's why I don't mind that, because also I do think Gail understands like you gotta make a decision at some point, and like you gotta do you. So if it had been Gail was upset with her and saying like, why weren't you there, I wouldn't have liked it, but I like it because it's Sydney choosing to be like, I kind of should have backed you up. You always back
Yeah.
me up.
So Gail gave enough without having to make it clear that her mindset would have been,
Yeah.
why weren't you there? Her mindset's not why were you there, but her mindset is fucking New York
I'm
was rough and
alone.
I almost died and I probably am like super scarred by that one. That probably
Yeah.
like did a real number on me. And
Yeah.
you know,
And I think
we
Sydney
touched
got
on
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because she almost fucking died. Her last words were
Right.
Sydney.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody told her that. Told
I
Sydney that
know,
her last
right?
words were Sydney. Kick his ass, remember?
But like
Um,
I genuinely I had rolled my eyes to the Ghostface reveal, and then I was like, wait, but I love this. Like I
And I
love
like
them.
that it didn't end with some sort of finality as like, "Ah, I'm never gonna write a Ghostface book again." It's not any of that. It is I love you. This is our friendship, and this is good, and we can go from here. And it's what did she say? It's our friendship endures, or something. I don't
Yeah,
know, some shit
something like
like
that.
that. Yeah. I also really liked her moment with Tatum sitting on the porch, and she says, "You know why I
I did
named you
like that, yes.
Tatum? Because Tatum was." And I saw some people criticizing this and being like, we didn't see anything in Scream that was like showed how good of friends they were. What the fuck movie were y'all watching? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the twin bed is set up for Sydney. It's like,
And also they were teenagers, they were best friend
yes.
teenagers. Like,
And the way Rose played Tatum and the way Tatum was directed was exactly as Sydney just described. It's like she was fierce, she was
yeah.
bold and fearless, and that's what everything I wanted you to be. And that was just beautiful. It hit me in the heart.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm.
I do really like that. And like I kind of hope if we're doing this again, we get
Yeah,
Tatum again, that she can be more of a badass.
yeah. Okay. I don't. I want. I. I'm not even gonna say I want Tatum to die. Okay, so no. Let's talk about what we would like from Screammate. I guess what I don't want from Screammate. I don't want to go to college. I don't want to go to college and Sydney has to like follow her daughter to college somehow. I don't know. Don't want that. And I also think it needs to be Sydney and Gail centric again. It needs to be the character centric of the characters that we have now been left with, right? We still have Kirby in the world. We still have Gail, Sydney. I think the next movie is Kirby's movie to die. Chad, Mindy, like get a group of them together. Let's do that. Would love Sam. But like, I get it. I get it. I get it.
I honestly feel like at this point there's a better, even though she was like let go, there's a better chance at Melissa Barrera coming back than Jenna
Jenna
Ortega. Jenna
Ortega's
Ortega is just
just not
so
fucking
famous.
coming back.
Yeah.
They could kill her off, I guess. Like that'd be fun.
Yeah, but
I also think like Tara's
I
a
don't like it,
really good character to kill off.
but I don't like an off-screen death. That I don't
No,
like
no,
that.
no, no, not off screen. On screen. It has to be on screen. They just got to pay her to do it, right? But
Okay.
like, I think she's a good one to kill because I do want to keep the twins around. I think.
Well, yeah, I think, and I do like the end, the like during the credits of like, because Gail's like, no, I
Oh,
want
they
you to
were
do it.
so
And we see her
good. That
doing
was
it.
good
Yeah,
shit. Yeah,
yeah, and like that's charming. That's a really good
it
direction to take
is.
the
And
twins. Way better than putting Kirby as a police
we're
officer.
setting them up with a future, and I want to see the future kind of. I'm like, one of them will die one day, sure. A couple movies down the line, let's see their future a little bit, right? But the next time we come out with a movie, they're gonna be like well into adulthood, so like they can
I
have made
was
it by then.
I was a little unsure how old they're supposed to be because I'm like, we saw them when they were in high
I feel
school, but
like
then we
since New
saw
York, it's supposed to be
college.
like 4 years, maybe
Okay, I was like unsure.
three
So
years.
they're like 25, right? Maybe 26, something like that.
Yeah, they're adults. They can host their own show or something. I would
Yeah.
even like to see them move away from trying to like do anything with like news and maybe because that's kind of the world that we live in now is like you can create your own show pretty much
Mindy absolutely
anywhere.
would
Yeah.
like have a this.
She should create her own show. She should
Yeah.
create her own show with Chad and they should do it as a duo and they should honestly, like they would even really work for because I was thinking Kirby would really work for like, I don't know, sort of some sort of spin-off because they've talked about it, right? A Kirby spin-off,
Mm.
like going off and doing murders that aren't Ghostface specific. I think that would work, but I also think the twins would have a really good time doing something like that, right? Going and doing investigative work,
And
something
that would
that's
be
not
fun.
connected to Ghostface. Um, it would
I
be
would watch
fun.
that.
It would be fun,
Yeah.
and it would set up like I don't know, like I feel like this franchise has longer legs than they're giving it
Yeah.
credit
I
for,
agree.
right? So do something different.
No, I agree. I like I'm glad we didn't kill the twins because don't give them in a movie where they're in it for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
And I do think this movie, their energy was just so good that like for me it very much was like, oh, they could lead a movie.
yeah.
Like,
They could.
right? They
They totally
could.
could. They could. They could have their own little storylines in it. They could, because this was the first real movie I feel like that gave them a touch of their own storylines that weren't
Yeah.
connected to Core 4, right?
Yeah.
Like they had their own interests and their things that they want to do, and we saw like a glimmer of future in their eye, and I just love that. I love that so much.
And it didn't have to be them always being like, "Where's Sam?" Like,
Where's Sam?
yeah.
Who's the ghost face trying to kill
Right.
Sam this
Oh,
time?
I text Sam and Tara. Did you guys text Sam and Tara? Like,
They
we
can
didn't
be
need
apart from
that.
the sisters for now because like the
Right.
sisters I like how they were set up, right? And like in six, they had really great moments where like I don't know, Sam or Tara says, I'm gonna graduate college and get a job. What are you doing with your life? You're working like two jobs to like I don't know what, stay in our apartment. Like that's good shit.
Right.
And
Yeah.
but like the twins never really got that, and now they're getting it and
Yeah.
continue it, keep it going. I don't know, what would you like from Mate?
I don't know.
It's coming. This made a shit ton of money.
Okay, also, Zach, I don't understand. I felt like I was seeing headlines like pre-sales are the craziest pre-sales there's ever been. And then like the week of it was like, ooh, it's tanking, they're not doing well. And then
I
now
think
it's
it
like it hit,
exceeded. I think it exceeded what pre-sales were supposed to be.
but my theater wasn't packed.
Oh,
There
mine
were like
was.
plenty of open seats in my theater. And there was only and it was like the nice theater in Philly. I went to see it. Where it's like kind of like a shittier Alamo Draft House.
I think this movie could drop off next week
Mm.
completely, and it has made about $100 million, so it's set. Yeah,
I do think Scream, even even maybe Halloween too, like they're kind of like, well, maybe not, but like Scream at least is a franchise I think that like even if the movie was dog shit, it probably would still do really well because they're
I
not
think
putting out a
so.
lot. There hasn't been too many of them. Seven is a lot, but like that's not that
This
a
is
lot
a
if it's like
comfort
30
franchise for
years.
people, even like
Yeah.
the casual horror goer. I think
Hmm.
it is still a comfort franchise for, and so it's something nice to go and sit in them. And I think a big benefit to this one was that they did space it out from the last
Yes.
one instead of coming out
Yes.
so quickly. Because I think the
And I
last
think
one
that's what
did
they need to
fantastic
do.
too. Yes, the last one did fantastic too. But had they followed another one up a year later, I don't think it had done as well. So,
Yeah, and like, my students don't know pop culture, but Scream is a thing they know.
mhm.
So like I think that says a lot about it. Like they won't know what an X-Men is. They won't know
Same,
like
same.
um but like Scream, they know what it is at
Mhm.
least. And I think they tend like Stranger Things was a thing all my students watched. And it's like they grew up with it. And Scream, I think, kind of has that same place where,
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's been coming out your whole life, almost my whole life.
Mhm.
Like, so I feel like it benefits from that and like hasn't hit the stride hasn't hit the point where a lot of other horror movies did in the 80s or 90s where it's like, oh, this is the 10th one in 7 years and it's dog shit. Like
I do
it
think it's
hasn't hit
getting a lot
that.
of criticism. I think the criticism has finally
Yes.
set in because the other ones were like, I don't know, they were fun movies. Everybody was like, yeah, we're going to see them. And then like the real discussion was amongst Scream fans, right? But now I'm seeing like real critics coming in and talking about this and saying that this was like the worst one and
I
all
haven't
that.
seen, I mean, I do think it's the worst one, but I haven't seen a positive review. Like
Me
s-
today.
someone, I mean, I liked it more than a lot of the reviews. Someone told me that it made six look like Academy Award winner. And I was
So
like, all
here's my
right.
thought on this. Okay, okay. I'm glad you brought this up. So I think that six was fantastic in terms of vibes and it's cool and I had a good time watching it and it was fun, but it was like not very good storytelling. And I think this one was so bland, vanilla cookie, but had better storytelling than six.
I can see that. I
Would you
think,
agree with that though? Because you didn't like the storytelling in this one.
yeah, but both of them are bad storytelling. But this one had Gail and Sydney. So
Okay.
I think so that's where I like three, six, and seven kind of like swim in the same
Six and
pool
seven. Okay.
for me. Where like I do think three is bad, but I think it's really fun.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that goes a long way.
Yeah.
It is Scooby-Doo, right? It is Scooby-Doo. There's the violence is barely violence. Um, but I Parker Posey is so fucking fun. Gail is so fun in that movie. And I think that's what elevates it above six and seven for me. But I think all three of these are poorly written, but
Hmm.
I think they have strong parts. And I think six has a really strong production value. I don't think six looked cheap at any point in the movie. I think
Hmm.
it's well shot. I think it's well directed. And I think seven looked cheap consistently the entire movie.
It did look
Um,
cheaper. I think that, I think these movies really thrive when they have identity. And I feel like this one was lacking identity a little bit. And it felt like it was doing a Halloween 2018 thing. It's what it was attempting, just not as an extreme as like
yeah,
Laurie Strode,
I agree.
but
Yeah.
like the vibe felt Halloween 2018, the running around, some of the
But
jackets. Uh,
honestly, and you'll never hear me say this,
ooh.
2018 had better production value.
It
2018
did,
had,
yeah.
it looked good. Even when I was
Hmm.
annoyed at the redo of the homage, it still looked better.
Yeah. Well, we can give this one credit is that they'll stick to what happened in the past for this one. They don't have to erase anything.
You know that that's like a big thing of mine. Like,
Hmm.
just we keep going, even
I
if we
wonder
don't
if
like
that'll
the
actually ever
thing.
happen. I wonder if they will do that ever.
I
Hmm.
mean, I've had a lot of people told me they wish this one was like a new Nightmare vibe. I don't mind that in theory, but for me, then the franchise is over because you can't
Yeah, keep it
do
going, I
more.
think. Keep because we can still have ghost faces come out, but we also need to be a little bit more inventive with this. Okay, so my big problem with this movie, right, is that it was a Sydney story for the sake of it being a Sydney story, but they were extremely safe with it. And if you are going to bring Sydney back, call me Jessica, because it's my motive. Um, some fucked up shit's gotta happen. Like that's what you're signing up for by continuing to put Sydney through this. Otherwise, let her have her happy ending.
Well, and that's
It's
that's why I think five used her the best
mm,
because I do think she deserves her happy ending. I don't mind if she's popping in to be like, all right, I need to go come kill Ghostface real quick. The kids are getting terrorized.
yeah.
Gail, let's go fucking kill him. I don't mind that, but I do think she deserves to be like good and not. And I also just think for the franchise in general, like I say this all the time about horror movies, especially Scream. I want people to live because I do want us to be able to care about people that die later.
Hmm.
Like Judy Hicks is the perfect example
Oh
of
my
that.
God, I was devastated.
Well, but right, we
Yes.
cared. We
Yes.
cared.
Good point.
And like,
Yeah.
I mean, she was fine in four. She was mostly just a red herring. She wasn't a character I loved, but it was a character I was familiar with and I cared about
It
just
filled out the town, you know? We knew
yes.
what was going on here with
And I
her.
think we need to do a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
That's a thing that really, yeah, bothered me here is like her daughter and her husband survive. Everybody else is dead. And like, we don't have no carryover then. That's still my main issue with two is that all the new characters die. And like, okay, but then none of them carry over. And I always want someone to carry over because I don't want my final girl to die, but like, give me
You
other
know who needs to
characters that
die? I
can
think
die.
Martha Meeks needs to die. Randy's sister. I think it's her
But
time.
I don't know. She's such a
It
like,
would make people feel bad. And it would be
yeah.
kind of like nobody would really expect it. I don't think anybody was looking for it, but nobody would really expect it. And it would give the twins something to do also. I just like, I don't know, we've now like done the big forced stamped final girl on Tatum. We're like, she's earned her final girl stripes. And now that's what I'm worried is like always going to keep Sydney around is like Tatum's getting attacked and Sydney has to stay around and do that and handle that. And it's just like, when is the fucking end for Sydney? When does she get
Right.
an end? You know,
Right.
like,
That's again, that's why I don't mind if it's like she's like, all right, I'm gonna go save the day because like then it's like she's choosing to go help.
yeah. I told you
I don't
that I
know.
really wished that like she's got to fake her death at some point. Like we're leading up to that, and this should have been it, or the next one should have been it, or no, a Ghostface should have got away in this one. I cannot believe we are still in a Scream movie where a Ghostface has not gotten away yet. That's fucking insane. Ghostface should have gotten away in this one. The next one is a big like cumulative whatever the fuck and fakes her death because that's the only way she's gonna find freedom. She's got to fake her death, and then it puts her away for a little bit, and she can always come back whenever she needs to.
But I don't know, but three, it feels like that's kind of what she did in three with changing her identity and like
Yeah, but you
moving
can still
away to the
trace
desert.
somebody, like kill herself. No, I mean, not like kill herself, but like kill Sidney Prescott. Sidney Prescott died in an automobile accident in 1986. It's Laurie Strode. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't fucking know. It's
Hmm.
just I'm a little bit frustrated that we drug Sidney back out for this,
Fair.
and
Fair.
it wasn't bigger, you know.
All
The
right.
museum belonged to Sidney Prescott. I don't know why
Yeah.
she didn't get that.
I
Biggest
I go back to that a
fumble
lot
ever.
because it's such a cool set piece, but
That was
like
great.
didn't matter for anybody there.
Didn't Sam's like, "Oh, I've known about my identity for a year."
Kirby's like, I was here for one of these.
She was. But I mean, even that set piece like packed so much emotional punch that even Kirby standing in front of the one knife that stabbed her, like, had emotional weight to it, you know?
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah.
Sydney walking through that shit.
But I mean, also Gail should have been there. If we got Gail, put the characters.
Gail does need to participate more in the next one.
But she like really can't be stabbed again because
No, I'm worried about her.
like
I feel like the nerves are. She's gonna be
and
wheelchair bound pretty soon.
I was gonna say, and like
Yeah.
not for nothing, but she is getting older and like there was a second. There was a second when they showed her shaking, and I was like, "Are they gonna say she's old?" And that's why she's. And I was like, "Oh, right, right,
No,
she
it's
is."
like nerve damage, and I think a
Yeah,
little bit of like pill shakes too. I think she's got a little
yeah,
pill thing going on
she's
there
fine.
as well.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No judgment.
Well, well, I guess that brings
All
us
right,
to the end of this.
I gotta wake up in 5 hours for
Oh
work.
shit, yeah. Well, I'm gonna put this all out. I'm not even gonna cut any of this. So
Oh shit,
enjoy
really?
your long ass listen, folks.
Oof. Sorry, everybody.
Let us know what you thought of Scream 7. What would you rank it? And I don't know, all that good stuff. All right, we'll talk to you next time.